Yeah. They call me James, I reduce them to stutters. All of you lying abusers get hunted. I come with truth and the proof you discover, and I'll give it to you, then you get to running like boom shakalaka. 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 You get to running like. I just ask questions and you cook yourself. I could refute you, but you don't need help. I set you up to say truth from your mouth. You get proof when you shout that your fruit is in doubt. If you're truly devout, why you lying so much? I don't hide in the cut, I be firing you up. You thinking you sharp, but I'm lining you up. Bro, you won't scare me, stop trying to be tough. Y'all never focus, redemption seems hopeless. That energy soulless, and everyone knows this. We level these culprits, cause heaven has soldiers that never give over to mental controllers. We over your head cause you don't know the spirit. Y'all go to Mecca to hope for forgiveness. How you atone by a stone when you kiss it? Next verse is worse, bro, you don't wanna miss it. They call me James, I reduce them to studies. All of you lying abusers get hunted. I come with truth and the proof you discover, and I give it to you, then you get to run it like boom shakalaka. 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 You get to run it like. You wanna cry and then bring out the Arabic. I'ma turn arrogance into embarrassment. I'm having access to all of your scholars, and internet translates the Arabic for us. Dang it, there's more cause there's Christians that's Arab that give us the language like Sil, for example. Nowhere to hide your own lyrics will spank you. Then I'ma hit you from biblical angles. The fact that you think that us Christians are weak is exactly the reason you give us this beef. Attack all you want, but you getting this cheek, and I won't match your energy. God lives in me. River to sea, we gon' free Palestine, because they finna see when we tell them you're lying. Us Christians gon' pull them up out of the fire. When they ask who did it, just tell them the lion. Judah!
All right. And welcome to the live. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live. Yep, this is what I had on yesterday, guys. That's right. Yesterday, this is what I was wearing for the people on the Tikus and the Tokus. And because the Tikus and the Tokus were going crazy, having a good old laugh at moi, because this is what I had on yesterday. That's right. Now, as you can see now, you know, it's the white one's on today. I didn't wear the black one and the white one. I didn't wear the black and the white. I just got the one on. And as you can see in the background, I'm sitting at my cabin and I'm enjoying the easy life. I'm enjoying the easy life. So God bless you guys. God bless. I'm just making sure that, you know, you guys can see me. That's all good in the hood. Okay. Lovely jubbly. And we're back on with the same topic as yesterday. And we're going to be reading just a wee bit more today. We're going to be reading a wee bit more today just to let the people see. Let me see, how do I do this? How do I do that? Let me see, 1 second. One second, just trying to fix this. There we go now. There we go now. So I've got the YouTube and the TikTok. You both can see me all dressed for success. That's right, dressed for success. Trying to show you guys how difficult it must be just to be a female in Islam. How difficult to be a female in this religion. Must be hard, man. Must be hard. Oh my goodness. My live, listen guys, my live on TikTok got restricted. It says it's restricted because of black, blank, or blurry screens. I got restricted for being black. I literally got restricted for being black. Like, man, you black on the screen. You can't make this up, man. You cannot make this up. It's crazy. I got restricted for having a black or blurry screen. No, TikTok, that's just me, man. Oh my goodness. Can't make this up, man. So not used to having my face on both, so I'm gonna dip in a minute so that we can focus on the topic at hand. Topic at hand is, again, as we saw yesterday, we're still going to continue with this, where we're going to show the question is, did Jesus die according to Islam? Did he die? And if he died, why are the Muslims then hiding the fact that he died? Why would they do that? Why wait 600 years and then come and tell me that, yeah, Jesus died? You had all the chance in the world, man, to make it make sense. But unfortunately, you didn't. Now, did you? You didn't. Now, did you? And that becomes a Muslim problem, not a me problem. Now, according to the verses, when we go to the verses of the Quran and we read the verses of the Quran, the problem is that when you start understanding the verse itself, the verse doesn't say that he didn't die. It just says that the Jews didn't unalive him. That's how I would interpret this verse, by saying that according to the verse itself, it's the Jews that said, no, he didn't die. Jews did. My appeal has not been approved because my screen is still blurry or black. Oh my Lord. So understanding that we're going to get back to where it talks about, for example, how we see according to previous scriptures, how we see according to what else we've got, why would a Muslim deny it? I'm going to repeat a few of the verses that we spoke about yesterday. I find these verses to be really important. We're going to start from the first verse of the Quran, which actually tells us right from the start about whether Jesus, about the crucifixion. We're going to go to Surah 4, 157. In Surah 4, 157, I really want people to understand what this verse is talking about. What this verse is talking about, who is pointing to, and what it's actually saying. Right now, again, I may have it wrong. The Muslims need to tell me, according to the Quran, is it true what it says, or is it untrue? The verse, again, goes against the previous scriptures. But again, this one verse that the Muslims are talking about, this one verse is a problem for Muslims, because I don't see it denying the death of Jesus. Right? I don't see that. And I must say, when you wear this stuff, if you've tried it, this is my day 2 of wearing this nonsense. Difficult to breathe in. Extremely difficult to breathe in. I'm just saying, man, these Muslim men have it easy when they force these women to wear this nonsense. So if I were to understand the Quran, and let's just say, for example, that Allah himself came down and said, Muslims, Jesus died. I would bet you that even though Jesus or Allah himself came down and said, hey, I was crucified. I bet you that the Muslims will say to Allah and even Jesus, no, you weren't. Nuh-uh, no way you were. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? Because they know by confirming the death, then they'd have to confirm the resurrection. And this, again, is a problem for the Muslims, not for me. This is an Islamic dilemma, not a Christian one. We've got history on our side. The Muslims have nothing and no one. They've got nothing on their side. So the verse, this is what I'm saying, the verse, right, in spite of what the previous scriptures are saying, the verse that we're going to look at is Surah 4, 157. And 4, 157, in fact, I want to just do this on the study Quran. Let me go to the commentary as well. So that's going to take a while to find. In the meantime, please tap and share. Tap and share. I forgot to bring more water. Tap and share, guys. Tap and share. I made a song today that even my wife enjoyed, and I forgot to download the song. Maybe hang on, let me see if I can. I'll actually see if I can find it and then play it, because it's I probably made 8 songs this morning while doing stuff. 8 songs. Please, guys, keep my mums in your prayers. Please keep my mums in your prayers. She needs a pacemaker. She needs a pacemaker, and she's nervous about it. So please, if you guys can, just keep my mums in your prayers. I would appreciate that. So, she needs a pacemaker and she's nervous about it, and I don't see her that often. And I'm trying to spend as much time on the phone with her to comfort her and make her know that everything is good. But, you know how mums are, man. You know how mums are. That's your mums. Okay, so I found the verse. We're going to read the verse and see if the verse itself actually gives us an explanation according to the study Bible, the study Quran. Okay, we're going to see what the study Quran says. And what's important is, again, I don't know what he's going to say. I haven't looked at it. I'm going to look at it now. And we are going to see, for example, if it's the study Quran, whether it agrees with the previous scriptures. And let's see the excuses. Now, when we talk about this particular topic, the Muslims are forcing us to believe that either they haven't made up their minds, right? Muslims haven't made up their minds. The question is, did Jesus die in the Quran, in Islam? If he died in Islam according to the Quran, then fine, we'll take that. If he didn't die, was there someone that replaced him on that cross that caused him to die? Or was it all just a rule, all just a farce, all just something made up and nonsense? Right? So these are the things we have to ask a Muslim to answer. But they're few and far between. You can't really find Muslims any longer that are willing to engage in this. So the verse that we start with is Surah 4:157. Surah 4:157, and it says, now, I want to see if I want to see if I can add this without. How do I do that? Oh, there. So I'm still there. Okay. See that? I was always wondering how they do these things. I've never had my face on the screen before. In fact, I'll lie. I'm lying. 5 years ago, when I went live, I had my face on the screen. I was just a normal dude on the screen. And then the more I started learning about Islam and the more I was debunking the lies about Islam, the more they were attacking me and the more they wanted to find me. But that's just by the way. So according to the verse we're going to read now, I'm reading from the study Quran. Dunda, says James, get yourself a full-on hijab and niqab. Where I live, there's no niqabs and hijabs that I can buy. I'll have to order them. And since TikTok has stopped all my monetary, I'm not going to be taking money that I can use on my family and spend it on niqabs and hijabs. This over here that you guys don't realize, you guys actually paid for this. This is TikTok and YouTube money. When I asked for you guys to I said, I'll get it if you guys pay for it. And jokingly, I got it. And I've actually had it for quite a while and I just never used it. It's just been, I can't put this on, especially if I'm in the office or if I'm at home and I use it. Can you imagine my wife or kids walking past me or people in the office walking past me and there I am with this stuff on? Oh, my Lord. Man, that's asking for trouble, man. That's big time trouble. Alisa, that's me, darling. Sarah, God bless you, man. This is I not only transitioned. Talking about transitioning, I want to give a quick mention on this. I watched a video. Now we know that not everything on InstaWeb is true. So the interweb tells me this morning when I was watching something, I was at the gym, and it tells me, it says that a woman paid $9,000, $9,000 she paid to have her male cat snipped and clipped because the male cat was a T word. The male cat thought it was a female. So they changed the sex of the cat. $9,000. And she was hoping people could help her with like GoFundMe's and all that nonsense. It's crazy, man. Crazy. Anyways, $9,000 to have your cat from a male to a female. Oh my gosh. And for those that don't know, my name is actually Cora. You can't tell the difference between me and Cora, just by the way. I dare anyone to tell me that it's not Cora. You don't know. No one can. So we're going to read the Quran now. And on the screen I've got on the YouTube, we have the Quran, and the Quran is going to tell us regarding Surah 4, 157, Surah 4, 157, and we're going to see what it says. Now, as I said, nowhere in the Quran does it say what the Muslims want us to believe. But let's read. I mean, this is Islam for you. So it says, maybe I should move this camera there so that you guys can actually, should I do that? Yeah, let me see if I do this. 1 second. Just trying to make it easier for you guys to see. Alrighty, 1 second. Okay, let's see if that's easier. So then I can read and look as if I'm looking at the camera. So there we go. So then it says, and for their saying, Surah 4, 157, Surah 4, 157, and for their saying, we slew the Messiah Jesus, son of Mary, the messenger of Allah, though they did not slay him, nor did they crucify him, but it appeared so unto them. Those who differ concerning him are in doubt thereof. They have no knowledge of it, but follow only conjecture. They slew him not for certain. They slew him not for certain. Let's focus on what it says, not what it doesn't say. Then we'll focus on what it doesn't say and focus on what it says, right? So let's see now. We're going to look at the verse itself, and it says, this is now the Jews are speaking in a mocking sense. The Jews are saying, we unalived, we slew the Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary. They said that we did this. So they're mocking the messenger of God, though they did not slay him. So the Jews didn't slay him, though they did not slay him. Who? Again, the Jews. Nor did they, who? The Jews, crucify him. But it appeared so unto them. So it only appeared so unto them. Those who differ concerning him are in doubt thereof. They have no knowledge of it, but follow only conjecture. So now we're trying to understand. The verse is not saying that anyone else, if they said the Romans, for example, I see what you're saying on the screen. If you say the Romans, I get you. That would be a valid argument because it's not saying it's not the Romans. But let's read what it says when it comes to the explanation of the verse on Surah 4, 157, according to the study Quran. So the study Quran is going to help us make it make sense. Sorry, guys, please keep tapping and sharing because I'm being restricted because the screen is too black or blurry. Not sure if they're focusing just on the little, slit over here where you put your letters in or not, Yes, Zara, I did this yesterday, Zara. And I'm dying. Yep. But let's read. So it says now, according to the verse, it says, although the Quran addresses and criticizes the Christian belief in the Trinity, right? Now, this is getting interesting. It's saying that although the Quran addresses and criticizes in, for example, Surah 575 and 171, it says, and the divinity of Jesus in 517 and goes on. This is the only passage that addresses the belief in Christ's crucifixion and death. So the only passage in the entire Quran that focuses on this is this verse, 4:157. This is the only verse in the entire book that addresses the belief in the crucifixion of Jesus. Now notice, the verse is going to explain itself soon. The verse is going to explain itself soon. And this is why I'm hoping a Muslim can make it make sense, because I'm struggling for anyone to, because it's unfortunate. So it says it does not come, sorry, it does not come in the context of critique of Christian belief, however, but rather as part of a lengthy passage criticizing historical incidents of the Jewish unfaithfulness to their covenant. So it's not criticizing Christianity, as it says. It's saying that it's criticizing the unfaithfulness of the Jews to their covenant. Then it goes on and says, it is important to note that here the critique is not aimed directly at the belief in in Christ's crucifixion and death, but rather at the Jews' claim to have killed him. So it's not, are you guys seeing this? The verse is saying that it's not aimed directly at the belief in Christ's crucifixion and death, but rather at the Jews' claim to have unalived him. It says their claim seen as their way of mocking and dismissing Jesus' prophethood is understood in the context of the Quranic assertion that the Israelites or Jews rejected some of the prophets that had been sent to them. I've got two people requesting. I just wanted to read this first, and then we'll be done. Just give me a second, guys. Postman and Sargon. Let me just read this, and we'll get to you. Then it says, although the verse only directly criticizes a Jewish claim to have unalived and crucified Jesus, it is widely understood in the Islamic tradition as meaning that Jesus was not crucified or unalived at all. It only appeared so unto them. Now we'll get back to who's the one that is, who's them? Who did it appear to? Who's that? Then it says, that is, to the Jews as well as most of Jesus's followers. Various accounts are given to explain how it appeared so unto them. So now there's various accounts, meaning that the people reading these books haven't agreed on what actually happened. They haven't agreed as to what actually happened. It says various accounts. man, this, I swear, guys, this nonsense, this crap that they force these Muslim women to wear is honestly, man, it's hard stuff, man. It's crazy. It's like you're breathing in your own CO2. So wonder these women are so lost in the brain. Crazy. No worries, Postman. Crazy that these women have to walk around with this and these men flex, and wow, man. But let's keep going, man. Let's keep going. It says, according to some commentators, when the Jewish authorities came to arrest Jesus, he was among a group of his followers. They did not know who among them was Jesus, because a divine ruse had made them all appear the same. Notice Notice the Muslims now are trying to make it make sense and tell us that the God of Islam made them all appear to be the same. He's like, it's okay, we'll all, they're probably thinking that all these people, And anyways, it says the God of Islam, because of a divine ruse, made them all appear the same. And one of Jesus's followers was thus taken and killed in his place. Problemo. Right? Problemo. Somebody else took the place of Jesus, but Islam teaches us that no one can die for the sins of another. You see, this is what happens when you have some kind of knowledge of Islam and you notice the lies of Islam, right? So now we're seeing that's another lie. But let's keep on going and see what it says. Made them all appear the same. And one of Jesus's followers was taken and unalived in his place. Some accounts indicate that one of Jesus's followers in particular volunteered to sacrifice himself by assuming Jesus's likeness. Now, again, who is going to allow this likeness of Jesus onto someone else? That can only be God. Only God can take a face and put it on someone else's face without anyone noticing the difference. But again, remember, there was a divine ruse according to this first part. And if there's a divine ruse according to the first part, the one that fooled people, deceived them, and lied to them was the God of Islam. Goes on and says, it says, according to one account, the follower was crucified after being killed. This follows the order mentioned in the verse itself. They did not slay him, nor did they crucify him. Right? Nor did they crucify him. Goes on and says, and in general, Muslims understood crucifixion as a punishment carried out after death in most, but not all cases. I didn't know that. I didn't know that this is what Muslims believe. Now, again, these are 5 scholars that have given us the explanation of Surah 4, 157, according to the Study Quran. So the Study Quran now, Travis, God bless you, man. The Study Quran has just made it make sense. According to 4, 157, one of the options is that this ruse was pulled out onto these people, making them believe that, all these people now look the same. And after looking the same, the God of Islam is like, let me do some magic. And not only does he do magic, he says, let me now make, Jesus everyone look like Jesus. And then he's taking some innocent dude, and this innocent person is now going to pass on for Jesus. Right? And the Quran teaches no man can take the sins of another. Now, another account by Wahab bin Munab said, an earlier commentator who brought his knowledge of the Judeo-Christian teachings to bear on Quranic interpretation claims that it was one of Jesus's perfidious followers, presumably Judas. Now we're getting names. Judas. So it says, Judas, who, after attempting to betray Jesus, who was made to assume Jesus's appearance, was killed in his stead. One of the questions should be, well, where do we get this information from that this guy who's Judas? Who's this guy called Judas, and why would he be taking Jesus's place? So for a Muslim to understand or know who Judas is, where do they find information to present about Judas? Yes, Badis, I am very afraid of showing my face because you Muslims want to unalive anyone that talks about your God and your prophet. Then you start doxing us. So yes, I am afraid of showing my face. I have been doxed. Your Muslim brothers and sisters are trying to find me. They've made it quite clear that if they find me, they tell me exactly what they'll do to me. They are cowards. I'm not done. You can come up in a second. You can explain all this in a second. I just want to read from 157, the explanation given to us. So that it's not me saying it, it's the Muslim scholars giving it to us. Then it goes on and says, now I didn't know that Muslims understood crucifixion as a punishment carried out after death in most, but not all cases. We'll see. Then it says, another account from Wahab bin Munab from the early 2nd or 8th century, whatever that means, and an early commentator who brought his knowledge of the Judeo-Christian teachings to bear on the Quranic interpretation means Judas was put in his place, who after attempting to betray Jesus was made to assume Jesus' appearance and was unalived in his stead, because most accounts indicate that it appeared not only to the Jews, but also to all or most Christians. Now, this is interesting, but also to all or most Christians. If it's all or most meaning that there's some that had the truth. Why don't we see this in history? That is, I said I'm going to read this and I'll bring you up, brother. Take a chill pill, man. It's not a jihadi thing that you got 5 minutes before it goes boom. Just take your time, man. Chill. And then it says, so not all, but most Christians knew this, that Jesus had been killed. So Al-Tabari argues that no blame or accusations of dishonesty can be leveled at Christians who believed in Jesus' death and crucifixion. What? So Tabari is saying that you can't blame the Christians and Jews for believing in this crucifixion because it must have happened. Now, hang on a second. If we believe in the crucifixion and believe in the resurrection and believe that Jesus is God, because only God can do things like this, I'm sorry. Then it goes on, it says, the idea that someone was unalived in Jesus' stead after having assumed his likeness, voluntary or otherwise, is found widely throughout the commentary tradition. A noble exception is to Al-Razi, who finds that the idea that God would perpetrate such a deception in the physical realm, particularly as it relates to an individual identity, unacceptable. So Al-Razi is going to explain why it's unacceptable. I'll show you guys why he gets so angry at the thought of anyone saying that this happened. Again, the Quran teaches, as I said, no one can take the place, no one can take the sin of someone else. No one can die in his stead. That's what the Quran teaches. Now the Muslims want us to believe, yeah, but he didn't mean that. Even though he said it, he didn't mean that. It says, if we are to rely on our own senses to identify individuals, then the proper application of Islamic law, which is dependent upon physical witnessing, and upon the certainty of people's identities in matters of marriage and so forth, would be called into doubt. He's calling this out. He's going, ain't no way you guys are going to believe this nonsense. Ain't no way. So if we can't rely on our own senses to identify individuals, again, this is what Razi is saying, then the proper application of Islamic law, which is dependent upon physical witnessing and upon the certainty of people's identities in matters of marriage and so forth, would be called into doubt. So, for example, you see a man sleeping with your wife, and you are told to go get 4 witnesses. You get the 4 witnesses. They come back and they all agree that it wasn't Travis, it was Bob the Builder. But everyone, because Allah made it seem someone else took the place. Who lied to them? Yes, the God of Islam. Then it goes on and says, it is worth noting, however, that there are other Quranic accounts of providential divine deception, such as when God is said to have altered the believers' perception of the enemy army at Badr, so that they would not be discouraged by the enemy's greater size. Then it says, those who differ concerning him may refer specifically to the Jews who were unsure whether they had really unalived Jesus, and so follow only conjecture regarding the matters. Others, however, considered this to refer to the Christians who differ over Jesus' nature, divine or human, and thus on the issue of whether he was crucified only in the human aspect but not in its divinity. Concerning him can be read as concerning it. Now I want to just point something out. According to this, it's confirming that even at the time of Muhammad, the Trinity was already mentioned, and people knew that what the Trinity was and that Jesus was part of the triune God. They knew this because they're saying that it was not his divinity. Only his body died. So they knew exactly back then, like the Muslims know today, But unfortunately, they're still lying to each other and to you, making it say what it doesn't say. Then it says, let me see where I lose that now. There we go. It says, concerning him also can be read as concerning it, meaning the entire affair of the crucifixion, a reading preferred by Al-Zamashari. They slew him not for certain, may reference to Jesus, indicating certainty that he was not slain, in the contrast to the doubts and the conjectures of those who differ concerning him. This last line, however, may be read in idiomatically to mean they did not unalive about the matter, that is, they remain in a state of doubt and conjecture. I'm going to read one more verse. That's 4:157, 4:158. The next verse that we normally skip over is just as important. The next verse, just as important, because it says, but God raised him up to himself. And God is mighty and wise. To himself, not to the heavens. I've said this yesterday. If I invite you to come to visit me in New York, you're living in Los Angeles, it will do no good for me to say, come to me, and then, but you land in Texas. That's not bringing you to myself. Bringing you to myself is to where I am. And unless you say to me and can prove to me that the God of Islam is sitting in the paradise, and that's where Jesus is, then fine. But if he's above and he doesn't enter, then Jesus is with him, not in the heavens. Now, the next verse, but God raised him up to himself, and God is mighty and wise. I just want to read the commentary on this again, because the commentary on this is just like yesterday. Yesterday we saw Surah 355, and this is saying, see also 355 and commentary. We'll get to that in a second. And it says, the present verse along with 355. Now remember, the word in 355 is mutawafika. Mutawafika, if you generally means cause him to die and then bring him to himself. It says represents the source of the Islamic belief that Jesus, as in the Christian tradition, ascended directly to God, right? According to this explanation, he was taken to God, not further down, to God. Badis is desperate to come up, man. Let me bring him up. Badis is crying in the chats, man. I just want to read this, but he can't let me finish his own book, man. Come on, Badis. I'm trying to read your book, man.
Well, I don't know. The way you read it, the way you present yourself. I mean, you're an adult. You're an adult, man.
I'm not sure what that means.
Like this drama, people are chasing you, obviously from your behavior.
Is that what you came up to tell me?
You talk about a religion and something sacred, for other people. What are you trying to get? We have a saying: you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
But that's only in Islam, right?
So you just have to be respectful. And
is that? Stop crying, Badis. I don't give a continental crap about your crying. Stop.
Bro, I'm not crying.
Yeah, get down. You don't need to come back here, Badis. I don't need you, bro. I don't need you. If I'm calling out Muhammad to be a PDF, he's a PDF because he slept with a child. You can't handle it, then get out the kitchen. Gets too hot in here, walk away, bro. I'm not interested in listening to you cry. That's why the Muslims want to stop me from saying what I'm saying, because I'm telling you clearly to your face that your God penetrated a child. Yes, your God, because your God is Muhammad. They are one and the same. Your God and Muhammad are one and the same, and I have no respect for that filthy, disgusting, evil man. Zero respect for him. So if they want to take me out because I'm telling the truth, I will happily put my hands up and say, take me. But I'm not going to stand in front of the train. You're going to have to push me in front of the train. Because just like them, you sound just like one of them cowards right now. I don't need you to come up over here and cry about it. You get me? Thanks for coming, man. I don't need you to come back. You don't need to come back, Badis. Don't ever need to come back. Go cry to someone else that doesn't penetrate children. Go and tell a man that hasn't got the zut lining up behind him and riding him like a bloody horse. See, you're calling me a chicken. You're calling me names. Tell me, did Muhammad penetrate a child or not? Don't come and play games over here, boy. I got no time for your nonsense. I'll bounce you like that same basketball that you were playing when you were younger. Come play games over here. Tell me about how you guys are the ones that are hiding the truth. You guys, I'm reading your book, telling you what your scholars are saying, and you are telling me that I'm making things up. Play games, man. Ugh. This is what happens when they come up and they start attacking you for reading their book, because they don't want you to read the book. They don't want you to see how the explanations are pointing. He says, I'm scared to talk to a real man. Are you going to bring someone up, Badis? You're going to bring someone else up? Request, Badis. Come. He says, I'm scared to talk to a real man. I don't know. Send the real man, please. Can you send the guy that wants to talk to me, the man? I thought you're sending a man to me, Badis. What are you coming up for? And stop crying. If you want to address the topic, you're more than welcome to. Don't cry.
So, no, I'll never cry. You know.
Okay, so according to your book, according to your book, does your book, according to the verse we just read, does it tell us that Jesus didn't die?
Right. So let's start first. You know, first of all, if you want to discuss anything, you gotta discuss it respectfully, and this always has been your issue. Do you understand?
Mind your head.
If we're gonna
Mind your
discuss
head.
it respectfully, I can.
Mind your head.
God bless.
God.
God bless James. God bless you all. This is unbelievable. Man, I swear I'm running when like you're hyper and they piss you off and you start talking the old James that we always used to, saying beautiful things that make us laugh. James, I'm gonna say this and then I will drop, brother. I'm sorry. I thought I got my notebook, but I forgot at home. So there is another verse in the Quran is talking about all the prophets they died before Muhammad.
Surah 3, 144.
I think you read one, but I'm not sure if it's the same one or not, because one of the scholars, they said the messengers and the prophet before Muhammad, all of them died.
Yep, that's Surah 3, 144. And the other one, I think, is 575, when it says all the people before Jesus died.
Yes. So did you give the scholar what they said, that the prophet and the messenger before Muhammad, they died too?
Yeah, no, I read that, but I'm going to go back to it.
Okay. So this is one. Second of all, I just want to go through the details that you read about the crucifixion. I'm sorry, the disappearing of Jesus from the house. If you read closely to that, is actually saying there is a disciple of Jesus, that Jesus, he told him, you are young, and he told him, anyone comes forward and give himself for me, he's gonna be in my same level. So that means when that disciple died on a cross, he is with Allah and Jesus the same level, because Jesus promised him you're gonna be with me in the same level, in the same rank. This is what he said, in the same rank I will be in the heaven. This is what he told him. This is one. Second of all the scholars, I read the most scholars that Muslims trust in, they have no clue who was on a cross. They have no clue. They said Judas, they said one of the guards, they said one of the soldiers of Roman soldiers, they said one of the Jews, but they have no clue who was on a cross, who was crucified. And some of them, they said he was dead of asleep. Some of them, they said, no, God, he lift him from a hole in the ceiling from that house. He lifted him up. And that's it, brother. This is what I want to say. Are you gonna open the same subject tomorrow, the same topic tomorrow?
No, man. Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow we're playing videos, man.
I apologize, man. Thank you so much, James. God bless you. God bless you all.
God bless. I will go through those verses again, right? I will go. No, definitely, man, because it's important. I want people to see that we are able to read, unlike Muhammad.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, man, Muhammad, he was looking at fairy tales and adding it to the Quran. Guys, I don't mind if you come up and you want to engage, but don't come up and then cry about me being me. You should be proud of the fact that I don't put up with grown men penetrating children or that I don't put up with beating your wives and stuff like that, you should be proud of me. You should pat me on the back going, oh, well done, mate. Instead of attacking me, instead of wanting to see my face because you think you want to zoot me. Ain't no way, man. Ain't no way. You guys are like pigeons sitting on the Kaaba. Just hold yourselves. Hold yourselves. Let me get back to this verse. The next verse that we're talking about, the next one, the very next verse, is Surah 4:157, 4:158, where it says that God will raise him up to himself, right? And then it says, I'm reading the commentary for the verse. The commentary says, and guys, I'll say this: I don't care if no Muslim ever requests on my lives. I don't care. I just don't come up over here and try to monitor the situation. I don't need no prefects and policing in my life. I can handle this. You're desperate to see what I look like and to see my face and all that, you'll find me on Habibti dating sites. You can find me there. You'll find me there dressed like this. I'll be dressed like this. And I'll be doing muta like your Muhammad did. You know, I wonder if the Zut paid him after riding him. You think I'm scared of talking about that dog? Come on, man. Then it goes on and says, see the commentary for 355. Now, 355 is what we focused on yesterday. And 355 shows you how the Christians are elevated, exalted more than the Muslims are. And we are exalted until the last day, end of times. Then it goes on and says that it says raised up here means, where is it? Translates rafa, which literally means to raise, rather than ba'atha, which is used elsewhere to mean to resurrect after death. The verse is thus understood in referring to Jesus' direct ascension from the earthly realm to the presence of God without the intervening event of death. The Quran is clear elsewhere, however, that Jesus is not divine. Logically, then, he must share in human morality. Islamic tradition holds that Jesus will return near the end times to fight the Antichrist, the Dajjal, Allah, and will thereafter eventually die and be resurrected with the rest of humanity. Now, this is where we get interesting. The quote of the verse is saying Surah 1933. We're going to go there again. Then it says, where Jesus affirms his future death and resurrection. Woohoo! Saying, peace be upon me the day I was born, the day I die, and the day I am raised alive. Right? The gospel account indicates that Jesus' followers witnessed or at least believed in his death. Remember, the followers of Jesus are called Muslim. The followers of Jesus are called Muslim. So what it's saying to us is that Muslims believed Jesus was crucified, and the resurrection and the ascension. However, because the Quran seems to present death and direct ascension in contradistinction to each other, when it says they slew him not for certain, but God raised him up to himself, some Islamic accounts understand these as representing two separate beliefs about Jesus, about Jesus' fate. Ibn Kathir, for example, indicates that some of Jesus' followers witnessed his ascension. What? Is that in the Quran, people? Is that in the Quran where we can see that Ibn Kathir says that Jesus' followers witnessed his ascension? What? So he descended into the heavens? And the question would be, who are these witnesses? What is it saying there? So who are these witnesses? And so were aware that he had not died, while others witnessed his seeming death, and so believed that the Jewish account that they had slain him. So people have believed in what they saw, that he was crucified. Then you've got Ibn Kathir confirming that even some of his followers witnessed his ascension. It should be noted, however, that the idea of resurrection, even in this life, rather than between this world and the next, is not unacceptable from the Quranic perspective. For example, in Surah 259, where God caused a man to die for 100 years and then raised him up. Now, let's just focus on this. I just want to say this. In the Quran, a man dies for 100 years and then Allah raises him up. Now, can you imagine? You're dead. You're dead. You're gone. You're dead. Your family bury you. They talk about you. Your children pass on. They get grandchildren. Those grandchildren grow up to be adults in the 100 years. They've got a new line of children. And then, like one eye open, and then the other eye open, and you're like, oh, man, I'm alive again. And then you like got to get out of the hole. You dig yourself out the hole. You walk up to your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren and you go, what's up? And they be looking at you going, who are you, man? And you go, I'm your grandfather. And they go, no, my grandfather's dead. He goes, yeah, man, I tell you, I don't know what happened. 1 minute I was here, next minute I was gone. And after I was gone, then guess what? I came back. And now I'm back. And even though I stink of poo and I'm rotten and I'm, got worms walking through me, I'm back. Trust me, bro. So the God is saying that he was able to raise someone back up 100 years later to do what? To prove that he's God? Yes, sir.
James, did you receive what I sent you?
I did.
Oh, so brother, can I give you details about it?
Sure.
So this actually is going to tell you what happened that night, and it's going to tell you the Last Supper between Jesus and his disciples, and when he's in the mountain was praying. So all details in this Tabari thing. So this is from Tabari chapter 4, 157.
Yep.
So that one, it will give you more.
Yeah, you got a bad connection.
More
so
details that is exactly from the Bible. Details we have in the Bible. Okay, God bless you, brother.
Okay, God bless. God bless. Man, you see this guy's Christian Sheikh. If you're not following him, you're a loser. If you're not following him, you're a Muslim. So I'll just put it on the screen right now and we'll see what it says. But looking at the verse now, right? 4:156, 4:157, 4:158. Both these verses can't make up their mind who died. Both these verses can't make up their mind who died. Travis just reminded me, man, in Surah 2, 272 and 73, there was a guy that was passed on in Islam. Buenas, amigo. There's a guy that passed on in Islam. And to bring him back to life, Travis says, Allah made them beat him with a hamburger to bring him back to life. What they actually said is that they had to use a piece of cow, hamburger, beat the guy and bring him back to life. So he was beaten with the hamburger and he came back to life only to show the power of God, the power, man, the power. And then they asked him, who killed you? Oh my goodness. So let me change the screen over here so you guys can see it. Let me put this over here. Please, Muslims, I just want you to know, even if you're listening in the corner there and you know, I'm not afraid of any of you. Not for 1 second. Not afraid of any of you guys. I do this because I have a family. And because I have a family, I'm trying to protect them. Something you guys are going to know nothing about. You guys don't know about family. You don't respect your family. You don't love your family. You put Muhammad in front of your family because he said, you've got to kiss me. I mean, love me more and touch me. And respect me more. Yada, yada. We have Christ. We have the husband. We have the wife. We have the family. And in that order, we love. You've taken out Christ. You've taken out God. You put Muhammad on the top. And you've taken out your family because you love them more. And that's it. That's it. Sad being a Muslim, man. Sad being a Muslim. Right? Sad being a Muslim. So let's see on the screen as well. You can see I've got on the screen there. And on the screen it says, just reading what it says. It says, and they're saying, indeed, we unalive the Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary, the messenger of Allah, but they did not kill him, nor did they crucify him, but made it appear to them. And indeed, those who differ about it are in doubt about it. They have no knowledge of it except the following of assumption. And they did not unalive him for certain. That's the verse we're looking at, 4:157. The interpretation of his saying, his and their saying is, indeed, we unalive the Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary, the messenger of Allah, but did not unalive him, nor did they crucify him. Abu Jarar said, this means, may Allah be praised and exalted, because he needs that kind of boost. They said, we unalive the Messiah, messenger of God. Then God refuted their claim, saying, but it was made to appear so to them. Now remember, if you make something appear what it's not, you lying and deceiving people. Meaning, they did not kill Jesus, nor did they unalive him, nor did they crucify him, but it was made to appear so to them. The scholars of the interpretation differed regarding the nature of the resemblance made to the Jews concerning Jesus. Again, we've got no idea, because Muslims have no idea what's going on. Oh, what's going on? Oh, music is haram, sorry. So now, looking at this, the Muslims still haven't made up their minds. Some said, when the Jews surrounded him and his companions, they did so without being certain of recognizing Jesus himself. I'm going to read that again. Some said, when the Jews surrounded him and his companions, they did so without being certain of recognizing Jesus himself. For they had all been transformed into the likeness of Jesus. All of them got transformed into the likeness of Jesus. Mary, the mother of Jesus, must have been so confused. She would be like, hey, what? Man, that's some strong pot. What? That wine, man, that wine must have been good wine. Man, woohoo! Woo! How in the world does the God now make everybody look like Jesus? Everybody. You look like him, and you look like, and you, and everybody. It's like an Oprah Blumel handout. So it says, this confused those who intended to unalive Jesus. It's like, man, what's going on? What's going on? Making it difficult for them to distinguish him from the others. Some of those who were in the house with Jesus went out to them, and they killed them, mistaking them for Jesus. How many people died? Hang on a second. It says some of them went out and they were unalived. So, man, this was like a mass taken out. This was a mass execution of everybody. Then it says those who said this included Ibn Humayd, narrated to us, saying, Yaqub al-Ukumi narrated to us on the authority of blah, 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 on the authority of Bob the Builder, who said Jesus and 17 of his disciples were in the house when they were surrounded. Jesus and 17 of his disciples. Mawad. Who are the 17 disciples spoken about? I ain't got no clue. No idea. What do you call a deer with one eye? One idea. What do you call a deer with no eyes? No idea. What do you call a deer with no eyes and no legs? Still no idea. The Muslims have still no idea. These guys are like deers with no eyes and no legs. Still no idea. Crazy. But let's just see. So when they entered, God transformed them all into the likeness of Jesus. So 18 Jesuses. I wonder when they came back into the, when they were unchanged. They said to them, you have bewitched us, oh my Lord. You have bewitched us. So the God of Islam is bewitching people? What? You must bring out Jesus to us, or we will unalive you. Jesus said to his companions, who among you will buy his life today with paradise? Oh my Lord, oh my Lord. Who among you will buy his life today with paradise? In other words, who's going to die for me? Who is the one that's going to die for me in order that I may live? One of them said, sorry, one of them said, I will. Take me, pick me, I will. Woo, pick me. I will. So he went out to them and said, I am Jesus. For God had transformed him into the likeness of Jesus. So who did the bewitching? Allah. Because it says, you have bewitched us. Who is the one that does the transformation? Allah transferred him into the likeness of Jesus. They seized him, killed him, and crucified him. Then it was made to appear to them, and they thought they had unalived Jesus. The Christians thought similarly that it was Jesus. So who is the one that lied to us and made it be something it wasn't? Allah, according to this explanation, is the one that bewitched them, making all of them look as if they were all Jesus. And then it says the Christians also thought that this was Jesus. And Allah raised Jesus up that very day. That's one account. This is one account. Notice again, the Muslims haven't understood what Allah is trying to get at in his clear Quran. So now we've got several different accounts as to what possibly happened. And do I, Jim? I do. I go to the gym. A different account has been narrated from Wahab bin Munab, which is as follows. Al-Mutana told me, saying, Ishaq told us, saying, man, we're going back to the Chinese whispers, that Ishmael ibn blah, blah, blah told us, saying, that blah, 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 blah said, saying, when God informed Jesus, so Allah informed Jesus. I don't like when they say God, they must use Allah. So when Allah informed Jesus that he was about to depart from the world, he was distressed by death, and it was difficult for him. He was distressed by death. Confusing there, because meaning that he has to die. So he called the disciples and prepared food for them. Man, this guy must have been a chef. He said, come to me tonight, for I have need of you. When they gathered around him that night, he fed them and stood to serve them. So this is probably the Last Supper. This is definitely the Last Supper. James, please ask this platform to talk to people at home, please. Don't know what you mean, Christian genocide in Nigeria. Where am I? So he's saying that when they gathered around him at night, he fed them and stood to serve them. So this is the Last Supper. So the Last Supper happened according to them. When they finished eating, he began to wash their hands and why didn't he lick their fingers? What? What do you mean you decided to wash their hands, Jesus? These people are eating with their hands, and Allah says you must lick the fingers. Isa ibn Maryam, why didn't you lick the hands? Why didn't you lick the hands after they had food? Can't make this up. The KFC wasn't invented back then, I suppose. It only came at the time of Muhammad. So he began to wash their hands and perform ablution for them with his own hand and wipe their hands with his clothes. See how they twist and change everything? They were greatly displeased by this and disliked it. He, however, said, whoever rejects anything I do tonight is not of me, nor am I of him. So they acknowledged him. And when he had finished, he said, as for what I did for you tonight, serving you with food and washing your hands with my own, let it be an example for you. Now, hold on. Stop. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let this be an example for you. Yet Muhammad is like, yeah, man, Jesus got it wrong back then. You needs to finger licking good those hands. You needs to be licking them hands. Oh, sorry, I do the suck. No, I give the suckling, man. It is one of let me see, the genocide, Christian genocide in Nigeria. For those that don't know, there's a genocide going on in Africa, and yes, there are lots of Nigerians watching my shows and my and streaming and following, and in South Africa, because I can actually see on the YouTube the countries that are watching the live streams. So yes, the Muslims are privy to it, even in these countries that we're talking about. For those that don't know, the Nigerians are one group of people in Africa that are being attacked because they're Christian. I get a lot of messages and videos of people that are still going against what Islam is, what the Muslims are doing by having mass, by celebrating mass, by getting together, even in these burnt and broken down churches. So keep them in your prayers, please, guys. Keep them in your prayers. So then it says, he's washed their hands instead of licked their hands. Then it says, whoever rejects, he's not going to acknowledge them. And when he finished, he said, as for what I did for you tonight, serving you food and washing your hands with my own, let that be an example to you. You see that I am the best among you. Jesus would never walk around saying, I'm the best. He'll think he's Allah. So let none of you consider himself superior to another, and let each of you be willing to give one another his due, as I have given myself to you. As for the need I have asked your help with, I ask you to pray to God for me and strive earnestly in supplication that he may postpone my death. When they prepared themselves, okay, watch this now. Oh, he may postpone my death. Why, was he going to die? When they prepared themselves to pray, they intended to strive earnestly. Sleep overcame them so that they could not pray. So he began to wake them and said, glory be to God. Can't you bear to help me for even one night? Guys, do you see where the story is coming from? This is in the Garden of Gethsemane. This is after the Last Supper. This is where Jesus is asking he's saying, stay with me, be vigilant, pray, and they fell asleep, and now they're taking this, they've twisted it and changed it, and they're adding it. Wow, where did they get this information from? Where did they get this information from? Then it says, what they prepared themselves to pray and intended to strive earnestly, sleep came upon them. So they began to wake them and said, glory be to God. Can't you bear to help me for even one night? They said, by God, we don't know what is wrong with us. We used to stay up late in conversation, but tonight we cannot stay up. And we want to pray, but we are prevented from doing so. He said, the shepherd will be taken away and the sheep will scatter. What? Where are they getting this from? Where are they getting this about the shepherd and the sheep? How do they know about the washing? How do they know about the Last Supper? If it's not mentioned in the Quran, where are they getting this information from? It's unbelievable how they took the truth, twisted it, squeezed out every drop of truth in it, and then presented it back to us. Unbelievable. Goes on and says, and he kept saying things like this, lamenting his own death. Then he said, truly one of you will disbelieve in me before the rooster crows 3 times. Come on, man. Peter, pumpkin eater. The shepherd will be taken away and the sheep will scatter. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. And he kept saying things like this, lamenting his own death. Why? I thought he wasn't going to die. Allah warned him, you ain't gonna die. I got you, man. Then he said, truly one of you will disbelieve in me before the rooster crows 3 times, and one of you will sell me for a few coins. What? One of you will sell me for a few coins, and he will eat my price. So they went out and dispersed. Oh, my Lord. Man, this is gold, man. This is gold, man. Ain't no way. Whew. Get some air. Hallelujah. Oh, my Lord. Okay, we're getting more. There's more, man. Christian Sheikh has been holding out on us. He's been holding out on us. For those that are asking, I am on Sham in Quran, KSU. Let me bring this to you guys. 1 second. Let me copy that and put it in the chat over here so you guys can see it. And then I'm going to pin it. Let me pin it. There we go. So for those that don't know, this is from Quran.ksu.edu.sa Tafsir Tabari Surah 4 157. So this is literally from the mouth of the horse's mouth from Saudi Arabia. This is the commentary that they are giving us. This is the commentary they're giving us to use, and they've accepted as truth. So when we're looking at this, we're going to try to understand, where did they get all this information from? Who gave them this information? Can't make this up, people. I'm playing, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. So it goes on and says, now, oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. It says the Jews were searching for him, so they seized Simon. Who's Simon? I'm sorry, who's this guy called Simon? What? It seized Simon, one of his disciples? So we know that Simon was a follower of Jesus? How can you tell me who are the followers of Jesus? You don't know. Simon who? What's Simon's last name? Who's his father? Simon who? Man, can't make this up. You can't make this up. Now they're quoting Simon. I want to know, Muslims, who's Simon? Any Muslim. Who is this dude called Simon? Who's Simon? What's his dad's name? What's his surname? Ibn who? Come on. Who's the Simon dude? You show me any lineage to Simon, please. Where did you guys get Simon from? Where do you guys get Simon? And then it says, now this is one of the disciples. It says, this one is one of his followers, but he denied it, saying, I am not one of his followers, so let him go. Now we've got Simon. Peter, pumpkin eater. So they let him go. Then another seized him, and he denied it as well. Then he heard the crowing of the rooster. My Lord. I'm going to ban Christian Sheikh. Ronnie, you are banned from this live for not bringing this information before. You are banned. So now Simon, one of his disciples, denied Christ 3 times. And in denying him 3 times, the crowing of the rooster. So when morning came, one of his disciples went to the Jews and said, what will you give me if I lead you to the Messiah? Ooh. They gave him 30 pieces of silver. Man, I'm going to send this to the big boys, man. This is not for 120 people, man. This is for David Wood. I'm going to send this to Thaddeus. Thaddeus can share this with David. And this is going to be, I'm going to send it to Logic as well. I'm sending it to the whole group because this is gold, man. This is amazing. I'm not sure if they have it. I haven't seen this one before, but this is crazy. Chris, are you in the live? Close. Let me just send. Hang on, guys. Let me just do this. I'll do it afterwards. But Beautiful. Beautiful. So now it says, they gave him 30 pieces of silver, which he took and led them to him. He had been mistaken for the Messiah before, so they seized him, secured him, and tied him with a rope. They led him away, saying to him, "You used to raise the dead, rebuke Satan, and heal the possessed. Will you not save yourself from this rope?" People, they spat on him. They threw thorns at him. So they threw the thorns at him until they brought him to the cross. Oh, my Lord. On which they intended to crucify him. Ah, man. This is a good read, man. So it says, will you not save yourself from the rope? They spat on him. They threw thorns at him. Remember how the Muslims mock us for saying that Jesus was beaten and he was stoned and they did things to him. They laugh at this. Boom shakalaka, checkmate you. And then it says, but God raised him to himself, and they crucified what they had been led to believe was the Messiah. I'm going full Muslim, people. I'm going full Muslim. Shalom alaikum. So now God raised him to himself. They crucified somebody else as the Messiah. Then it says he remained there for 7 days. Maybe on the cross, not sure. Then his mother and the woman whom Jesus had healed of madness. Where do we find that Jesus healed a woman of madness according to Islam? Where do we find this? They came weeping to the place where he was crucified. Jesus came to them and said, "Why are you weeping?" They said, "For you." He said, "God raised me up to himself." Hang on. If God raised him up to himself, how is he talking to them? How is he saying, no, God raised me up to himself? How did he talk to them if he is now taken up to the heavens? This is what happens when you read and you use basic comprehension skills. How? How is it that me just reading this, where it says, then his mother and the woman who Jesus had healed of madness came weeping to the place where he was crucified. Jesus came to them and said, "Why are you weeping?" Hang on a second. A couple of lines up, it says, but God raised him to himself. A couple of lines earlier, God raised him to himself. And now he's having a conversation with Mary. Is Jesus omnipresent? Is Jesus omnipresent, I wonder? Maybe that's what happened. He's everywhere at the same time, since he's able to answer them and speak to them while he's in the heavens. Who is the only one that is able to speak to you while he's in the heavens? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. So now we can see that God raised him to himself, and then Jesus is on earth speaking to people. Then he says, "Why are you weeping?" They said, "For you." He said, "God raised me to myself, and nothing but God has befallen me." This is something that has been made to appear to them. So command the disciples to take me to such and such a place. So that means he was taken up to the heavens. He came back down to earth, because now he wants to be taken by the disciples. So 11 of them took him to that place. How do they know that there's 11? Where's the 12th one? Who's the 12th one, and where's the 12th one? Man, he misses the one who sold him. Okay, so that was Judas now gone. So we've got 11 in place. And Jesus, who now Allah took to him, is automatically, somehow back on earth, having a conversation. Man, I don't know, man. Only a Muslim can make this make sense. You know, if a Christian sheikh wasn't married, I would do muta with him. I would, because me as Jasmine, James Mean, this guy brought me something that I love this. And I love this type of reading, man, because this type of reading is showing you guys how using something from Quran KSU, from the motherland, the EDU, it's telling us clearly Jesus was taken up, and yet at the same time he could be on earth and speak to people. So 11 of them took him to that place. He missed the one who has sold. So he asked his companions about him, and they said he regretted what he did and betrayed him to the Jews done. So he choked himself and unalived himself. So he choked himself. Now, maybe that's a bad translation, right? But according to this, I would say hung himself and he unalived himself. Where are they getting this information from, people? Where are they finding that this happened? This is where we have to ask them, Muslims, but they too cowardly. Then it goes on and said, he said, if he had repented, God would have accepted his repentance. He said, he is with you. Go in the something. Then he asked them about a young man who was following them called John. And then it says, morning, each of you will speak in the language of the people. Let him warn them and call them to the right path. So a young man would follow him called John. Okay, I don't know what that means. Then it says, others said, now there's another explanation again. Others said, Jesus asked those who were with him in the house to cast his likeness upon one of them. Try that again. Jesus asked those who were with him in the house to cast his likeness upon one of them. So these people had such power, they could cast their likeness. Wow. Got you, Daiwa. I'm going to put it in the group. I'll put this in the group. Where am I? It says, oh yeah, then it says, a man volunteered and his likeness was cast upon him, so that that man was killed, and Jesus, son of Mary, peace be upon him, was raised up. Those who said this include, and then it goes on the names, saying that on the authority of, indeed we killed the Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary, the messenger of God, but did not kill him. Talks some more about Qatada regarding the verse, saying, and God is exalted in might and wise. Those enemies of God, the Jews, did not. Okay, the red writing is something else. I got you. Okay, those enemies of God, the Jews, and claimed that they unalived Jesus and crucified him. It was conspired to kill Jesus, son of Mary, the messenger of God. Mentioned to us that the prophet of God, Jesus, son of Mary, said to his companions, which one of you will have my likeness cast upon him, for he will be killed. A man from among his companions said, I will, O prophet of God. So that man was killed, and God protected his prophet and raised him up to himself. Then you got another one, blah, 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 on the authority of, said, regarding his saying, his likeness was cast on his disciples and he was killed. Jesus, son of Mary, had presented this to them, saying, which one of you will have my likeness, yada, yada. And then it says, and paradise will be his. So if you take the likeness, you get the paradise. If you take the likeness, you get the paradise. Always bring in more.
No, I'm not breaking more. But, brother, please rethink about us getting married, man. But listen, it's a pleasure that I have a person like you that actually saying these nice things that about me, and actually I don't deserve it.
No, you don't.
I always try to share what I read, and I share with you guys, and I love it that more people knows about these sources and expose more the truth and the lies of Islam. So the truth of Jesus crucified and the lies deny it. So can I teach you, if you don't mind, if you want to show me the screen, that way I can show you how to get the tafsirs from the website I sent you.
Okay. But how? No, the thing is, if I'm going to search them, I need to know search in Arabic. So that's the problem.
Oh. Yeah, so no. Look, what I do. So let's say chapter 4, verse 157, and then I'm going to teach you how to go to the Mufassirin on the same website I sent you. That way you can reach each Mufassir, each scholar, what they said about this verse. And go to the second scholar and go. There are maybe 4 or 5 scholars they are talking about the same verse. So that way you don't need me no more.
I always need you, man.
No.
Huh?
Yeah, that one, no. Is it the same one, but it's not gonna get you correctly to the one I'm talking about? Can you click on the one I sent you? So let's say the last one I sent you. Just click on it, and it's gonna show you something different. It's gonna show you the chapter and the verse and the commentary. You know what I'm talking about?
I lost it. How did I lose that now, man? Oh, there we
You
go.
wanna send it back?
No, got it. Just give me
Okay.
a second.
So probably it's gonna show in Arabic or English. Probably it's translated already. I apologize. I cut you off, James. I apologize, but I was trying to tell you about this long time ago, and I said, you know what? Let me go up. Yes. So go on the right. Show the screen, the camera. Yes. Go more. Yeah. So no. Left a little bit. Left a little. Oh yeah. You see this An-Nisa? You see it in the bottom? Yeah, that one. If you click on it, it's gonna show you all the chapters. You see it?
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so you pick any chapter you want, which is they are numbered correctly, and on the left it'll show you 157. So no. Go right. You see the arrow? Yes. These are the verses. So these are the verses that you're gonna look for, and all in Arabic. Go down now. I'm gonna show you the Mufassirin. Yes. No. Go up a little bit. Get the camera on the right. Yes. And now go down more. I'm sorry, go up. I apologize. Go up. Go. Yeah, here.
Oh, the tafsir.
Yeah. So click on it. It's gonna show you 4.
Gotcha. Oh, now they're in trouble now. They're in trouble now.
Each scholar, you click on it, and then you can read what they said about this verse and this chapter. Got it, brother?
Gotcha. So I'm going to read this one afterwards, guys. Let me just do this. Click that. And we're going to read 355 afterwards, right? Let me do that and do that and do that and do that. Do that. And then let me go back there. Okay, beautiful. And now you guys have missing my beautiful face. I can see that. Die well. 1 second. He just wants to take away the thunder because he's jealous of me and my look.
Brother James, God bless, man.
What's up, my man?
Yeah, bro. First of all, I love the Niqab reveal, bro. It is not lame. No. Shout out to the Niqab reveal. I'm wondering if the tafsir is also found on altafsir.com, because I am familiar with that website, and if it's also found on there, that's also like very easily accessible. So I'm gonna look if it's also found there. But this tafsir is absolute gold. This is just such a gold mine, because if I'm not mistaken, Al-Tabari is one of like the earlier Mufassirin, correct?
Yep.
One of the earliest.
That's right.
So if this is one of the earliest interpretations, and also the fact that you can clearly see where he's copying this from, just basically straight up copying the whole gospel narrative from the Injil, from the actual Injil, and then twisting the story to make it somehow fit in Islamic narrative. It's so, bro, I need this stuff here, bro. You know why? You know, these goofy arguments that they be making nowadays. They go to our Bible, they go to Psalm 91, they say, yeah, God promised the Messiah would never die or whatever.
That you just take him to this tafsir. I said, no. Jesus, even in Islam, he did that. Your Allah did not protect him from himself.
That's true. That's right. That's right. People, we have found the gold, and all we're going to do now is keep sharing it with you.
No, this is tough. This is tough.
Yep. Definitely. But let me read some more, man. Now I'm excited. I want to read some more. Definitely want to read some more. So I forgot where I was, guys. That's all Christian Sheikh's fault. He's giving us the information now. We don't need him. We can discard him. We don't need you anymore. We got what we need, boy. Kidding. Okay, let's keep going, man. This is good stuff. Then it says, I forget where I was, but it says, which one of you will take my likeness, yada, yada, yada. Then it goes on where it gives you more names, saying the name of the king of the children of Israel, who was sent to Jesus to unalive him, was a man from among them called David. Now, this is again, watch this now. This again is crazy. David is now living at the time of Jesus, according to this. Then it says, the Salama.
Bro, there's no way. There's really no way. They're really about to do this. Oh my goodness.
Salama narrated to us on the authority of Ibn Ishaq, saying, the name of the king of the children of Israel, who was sent to Jesus to kill him, was a man from among them called David. When they conspired, nor did he grieve against him, no servant but God. But it was mentioned to me, more was terrified of death than he was over it, and as much as he did, nor did he supplicate to God to avert from him as much as they did, to the point that they would say, and his skin bled. And then it goes on and says, as they claim from the anguish that he entered the entrance, and that they'd all agreed to use to kill him and his companion, who were 13 among them. And where did I see that? 13 is in the number, along with Jesus. When he was certain that they were entering, he said to his companions, from among the Philip, James, son of Zebedee, John, the brother of James, Andrew, and they were 12 men, Peter, the disciples, Judas, Zechariah, Jota. Come on, man. Can you tell me who the people that follow Jesus, man? Who's John? Who's John? Who's James? Come on. Who's Andrew? Now, if you guys are on YouTube are missing this,
Oh, sorry, brother. Sorry.
No, go on.
I wonder how he knew what their names were.
Well, this is it. Who are these people? I'm going to go through this again. For those that haven't seen this, again, guys, those that haven't seen this on YouTube, I have it all on YouTube on the screen, so it's easier. I can't, if I'm going to show you on the screen that I have in front of me, I'm going to be moving my camera from it back and forth, and it's going to be shaky Stevens, which is crazy. I don't want you guys to get, car sick watching my screen. But notice this, people. According to what I'm reading, it's saying that it says, when they were certain they were entering, he said to his companions from among the Philip, James, son of Zebedee, John, the brother of James, Andrew, and they were 12 men, Peter, disciples, and Judas, Zechariah, Jota, Theophilus, Canania, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James, son of Alphaeus. What? Where did they get this from? Where did they get this information from? Is there any Muslim listening in that can tell me, where did your Saudi Arabia site get these names? Where did they get the names of the people that they are quoting? Who? John who? What's the last name of James? Philip who? Where did Philip come from? What's his mom and dad's name? That's right, James, son of Alphaeus. Then it says, Ibn Hamid said, actually I can make it big on the YouTube. There we go. Sorry, YouTube. Then it says, Ibn Hamid said, Salama said, Ibn Ishaq said, and among them, as it was mentioned to me, as a man named Sergius. So they were 13 men besides Jesus, whom the Christians denied because he was one who was made to appear to the Jews in the place of Jesus. He said, so I do not know what he was. Were there 12 of them, or was there a 13th? They denied him, and they acknowledged to the Jews the crucifixion of Jesus, and they disbelieved in what Muhammad brought concerning him. If there were 13, then they entered the entrance when they entered, and they were 14 with Jesus. If there were 12, then they entered the entrance, and they entered, and they were 13 with Jesus. Ibn Humayd narrated to us, saying, Salama narrated on the authority of Ibn Ishaq, who said, a man who was he, I raise him to myself, Christian, then converted to Islam told me. So a man who converted to Islam told me, when Jesus came to him from God saying and said, O disciples, which one of you like to be my companion in paradise? Now, this is weird, guys, because Jesus is not in paradise. He's with Allah, taken to Allah. For those that are missing out, man, this again is we are reading from Saudi Arabia, their site, about the verse 4157. And we've seen them talk about things that they can only find in the previous scriptures, confirming, for example, the disciples of Jesus. They twisted a few things, but according to them, many people became Jesus. They were duped, they were lied to, and they were bewitched into believing that, or becoming something that they weren't, according to Islam, according to this. And it was by the will of Allah. By the will of Allah. Then it says, when Jesus came to them saying, "O my disciples, which one of you will be my companion in paradise?" Remember, he's not in paradise. On the condition that he appears to the people in Sergius, said, "I will, O Spirit of God." What did he call Jesus? He called him, O Spirit of God. He called him, O Spirit of God. He said, then sit in my place. So the Spirit of God, Jesus, said, sit in my place, so my likeness, so that they will unalive him in my place. He sat in it, and Jesus was raised up. Again, remember this. It's saying Jesus was raised up, and yet it says that Jesus was having a conversation with his mother. With his mums. How did that happen, people? That's right. A mere messenger was now raised up, miraculously came back down, speaks to his mother and some other woman that he had healed. Oh, man. They entered upon him, seized him, and crucified him. He was the one they crucified. Now, I don't know. I should have been counting. Anyone count how many people have been crucified in his stead so far? How many people, according to what we've read so far, was crucified for Jesus? And this is like a mass takeout. A mass G-side of all these people being Jesus. Unbelievable. Then it goes on and says, their number when they entered to seize him, they found Jesus. With Jesus as known, they had seen them and counted them. They saw his companions, but one man was missing from their group. He was the one whom they disagreed, for they did not recognize Jesus. They offered Judas Zachariah Yuta 30 pieces of silver. Wow. So Judas Zachariah Yuta, they gave him 30 pieces of silver to identify and show them who he was. They are quoting the Bible while denying the Bible. How do they know who Judas is? Man, this is the craziest thing I've read in a while. This is crazier than the Quran itself. So they went to the Bible, found out all this information. They twisted and changed it. And then they came back and said, you guys changed. You guys corrupted. You guys got false scripture. So now Judas was taken, given 30 pieces of silver. Well, 30 pieces of silver, I'm confused. Wasn't that one of the things that we spoke about yesterday when it's proclaimed, I think in Zechariah 11, 12, and 13, when it says that he will be, sold for 30 pieces of silver? And now we got over here where it's talking about Judas, Zechariah, being given 30 pieces of silver. So he leaned over him and had been raised up. Judas saw Sergius in the form of Jesus and had no doubt that it was Jesus. He kissed him. He kissed him. Where did they get that from, that Jesus was kissed and betrayed by Judas? Again, all we do is read. And by reading, look what's going on. We just read that they stole from the previous scriptures. They're quoting the scholars that we believe in, or the disciples that we believe in. They twist what they said, and then they're passing this on as an explanation. Show me anywhere in Islamic literature, or where would I go to find they kissed him? 30 pieces of silver. Man, KB, I'm not sure if you heard this, man. You guys, you need to pay attention to what I'm reading today. This is the craziest I've ever read. This over here, this is the craziest thing I've read, and I read a lot. That the God of Islam, according to the Saudi Arabia's own site. No, Christian Sheikh, hang on a second, man. Don't come. Hang on. Just send it to me. Send it to me, because this is crazy. So according to Islamic sources, Judas was given 30 pieces of silver to betray Jesus. And how did he do it? He went over and kissed him. So they seized him and crucified him. Now remember, this is the fake Jesus. You can bring it. Send it as soon as you're ready, Sheikh. Ronnie, as soon as you're ready, send it, man. Then Judas Zechariah Yuta regretted what he had done and hung himself. He hanged himself. Where did they get that from? Where did they get that he hanged himself? Muslims. So watch this now. Judas betrayed the wrong Jesus, unalives himself. The wrong Jesus gets crucified and dies for the right Jesus. So now two people suffered death because of Allah's deception. I just have to show you a picture quickly, man. I got to show you guys a picture. I'm just going to leave that there for 5 seconds before Tikas and the Talkers takes me out. Can't make this up. Can't make this up. But let's keep going. He is cursed among the Christians, and he was the one who counted among his companions. Some Christians claim that Judas Zechariah Yotta was the one who was made to appear to them. So they crucified him. I'm confused now. So now, not only did he betray the wrong Jesus by kissing the wrong Jesus, some are saying that he himself was the one that was crucified. So what did he do? Try to kiss himself? Keep going in circles trying to kiss himself, like a dog chasing his tail, trying to kiss his own cheek. He's going in circles round and round the mountain, trying to make it make sense. So he was crucified. And then it says, let me keep going, man. Let me keep going. It says, so they crucified him while he was saying, God knows best which of those was. Okay, so it's basically, it's saying God knows best. Allahu alam. We don't know. No one knows. We're just going to, take it as it is. And then it says, Al-Qasim narrated as blah, 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 saying, as blah, 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 saying, as blah, 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 saying, that it has reached us that Jesus, son of Mary, said to his companions, which one of you will volunteer to have my likeness cast upon him so that he may be killed? Wow. A man from among his companions said, I will, O prophet. So the likeness was cast upon him, and yada, yada. Guys, I'm only halfway through the explanations. I'm halfway through. Look at this. maybe even less than halfway. These are the explanations given to us, and where are they getting the information from? Where are they getting this information from? Because it seems as if these people want us to believe, that our books are corrupted, our books are wrong and fake and whatever, and yet they're running to our books and then twisting and turning it, changing what we have, and then it says that we twist it and we change it, and yet they've just taken our books and changed it. So let's look at it. If we had this and this was wrong, then what they are quoting would be from the Injil itself, from history itself. Allahu Alam. These people have no idea, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. And we're not even done yet. We're not done yet, people. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Then it says, we're going to get to another explanation. It says, so his likeness was thrown upon him, yada, yada, yada. Then it goes on and says, on the authority, they crucified a man who they mistook for Jesus, thinking him to be Jesus, and God raised him to himself alive. And it goes on and talks. Now, this is now me explaining to you guys what Islam has given us. I'm just reading a tafsir by Tabari, Al-Tabari, the tafsir of Al-Tabari, according to the Saudi Arabia website, that is telling us the different ways of interpreting the verse 4:157, where it says that they did not unalive or crucify Jesus. They did not unalive or crucify Jesus. We're just reading to see how crazy you have to be to believe this nonsense, right? Crazy. Scrunchy says that you zoomed in on Yasmin's eyelashes. Man, you're going to be looking at my eyelashes now. The most correct of these statements is the one of two statements we mentioned, the authority of Wahab, that the likeness of Jesus was cast upon those who were in the house with Jesus when they were, were surrounded without Jesus asking them for it. So if Jesus didn't ask and no one mentioned it, then the only one that was able to make the likeness be on all of them would be Allah. But for this, but this was so that God might humiliate the Jews by deceiving them and save his prophet from the evil that they intended to kill him. Why didn't he just, beam me up, Scotty? Why didn't he just beam me up, Scotty? Take Jesus up to the heavens. Why this entire big charade of nonsense? Why all this nonsense, people? Why all this nonsense? And Muslims, man, if you want to join and make it make sense, please just request. Please, at this point, I just want you guys to tell me what's going on. I just need one of you guys to tell me what in the world is going on. Because I'm finding this hard now. So he wants to humiliate them. And instead of just taking Jesus up to him, he has to do all this extravaganza. Because he wanted to test whomever he willed, to test among his servants regarding their claims about Jesus, yada, yada. Let me see, man. We say this is more likely of the two opinions because those disciples who witnessed Jesus' attention, if they had been present when he was raised up and his likeness was cast upon the one it was cast, he would have seen him. Nahid, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, you again. Never mind. Take care. That guy, sorry guys, that guy does not have a conversation. He's not. It's a waste of time. No need to have someone with that kind of caliber. My dog has more intelligence. So it says, let me just see. So they would have informed the identity of one of those upon his likeness was cast, being raised from among them, and they would have witnessed his transformation, yada, yada. But guys, it keeps going on. There's more. It talks about, man, this is just crazy. This is crazy. So what I want to do now is I can just stop. We'll stop over here, and then I want to go to Surah 355. In Surah 355, I want to translate this and see what this says. 355, and we'll come back if we need to. Let me just... Now, 355 is where it actually says in the Arabic, mutuafika, which means cause you to die, but we'll just see what this one says. Beautiful. Now, this again is talking about 355 when it says the interpretation. Let me read the verse first just for you guys. So we have the entire verse. I will take thee to me, and I will raise thee to me, and I will purify thee of those who do believe not, and I will set thy followers above the unbelievers until the day of resurrection, that you may return, that unto me you shall return, and I will decide between you as to what you were at variance on. So the verse we're reading now is how Allah says that I will take you to myself, even though the translation can also mean cause you to die and then take you to myself. So this is why I want to look at the explanation for this verse. 4:157 confirms there was a death. Jesus was taken up, but miraculously Jesus came back down again, and he was talking to his mums and people on earth. So the Quran now is confirming that yes, something's not making sense. Something's definitely not making sense. So we're just trying to do the detective work. The detective work is cooking Islam because it's proving Christianity true. So, as I said, I don't know what these are going to tell me. This is because Christian Sheikh Ronnie told me to go there. And then it says, some of them believed in it and some turned away from it, blah, blah, blah. I want to just get to it. When it says the interpretation of his mighty saying, some will believe in it, 355 from the children of Israel, praise and be exalted, believe in what was revealed, confirming, meaning those, some that believed in it, that which is with you. So again, you're supposed to believe that which is with you. You can't tell the difference, Jamal. I may be Korah and I may be Itachi. You can't tell the difference. See that, Jamal? You can't tell the difference, man. Wallahi, you can't tell the difference. Then it goes on and says, as for some of them who turned away from believing and some turned away from them, blah, blah, blah. And let me just see. I want to get to the point, man. I want to get to the point. Where does it say anything there? Okay, so that's not much. Apologies. That doesn't say much. That doesn't say much about the verse itself, again, because they're probably hiding from it. If there's any Muslim so far that wants to make it make sense from what we saw according to the verse, tafsir, is there any Muslim that wants to request? Any Muslim that wants to request and just make it make sense? For those that are wondering, my name is Korah and Itachi, but I'm Itachi with, she doesn't call herself Itachi anymore. She calls herself Ichibam. So Ichibam is busy scratching now, and I am taking over. So you can call me. You can't tell the difference between me and Korah. None of you can. I have a voice machine that's changing my voice, making me sound intelligent, not like a half brain. So you guys are confused by what you hear because you're wondering how is it that Korah or even Itachi has such intelligence. It's because I'm using a voice changer, giving me a male voice, automatically giving me male brain. So Bukhari 304, talking about me being deficient in intelligence, was only when I speak as a female. That's just by the way. Any Muslim that wants to tell me about Surah 4:157 or prove that Jesus died in the Quran, please request. Any Muslim that wants to prove, according to the Quran, that Jesus died, please request. That's my wish for the day. Please request. I want you to tell me, for example, why would the God of Islam wait 600 years to let us know that the previous scriptures are wrong? Any Muslim that wants to just make this make sense. Because again, we just read, man. We just read. And for those, exactly, thank you, I am he. On the screen on the YouTube, I have the entire PDF of, the KSU, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, on the screen with their explanation for the verse. I'm going to read some more because there's more on this. I mean, I just need a timeout, maybe a bit of water. Got to keep myself hydrated, you know. Oops, yeah, forget, man. You stupid people. Oh, my Lord. And Christian Sheikh, Ronnie, has actually sent me more stuff, which I haven't gotten to just yet, but because this is gold. So I'm going to read some more for those that are interested in this. I pinned it on the page on YouTube. You can actually find it on the YouTube. You can copy that and you can read it yourself. All you got to do is right click, go to translate to the English, and then Bob's your uncle. Now, all we're doing now is reading what the previous scriptures have said, and then we're checking to see if Islam agrees with it. And if we go to the Islamic books and the explanations, they are pointing to a fact that this guy called Jesus was crucified, and after being crucified, that well, some say it was him, some say it wasn't him, some say he was, taken up to the heavens. Others were made to look like him. They were deceived. It's actually said they felt they were bewitched. Can't make this up. But let's continue. It says, I'll start over here. It says, Abu Jafar said the most correct statement is the one of two mentioned by Wahhab. I read that. Then it says, we say that this is more likely in the two opinions because the disciples of Jesus, the disciples who witnessed Jesus' ascension, I want to know who they were. Who was it that witnessed the ascension of Jesus? Which disciples are these? And where would we go to find mention of this? Is there any mention anywhere in Islam that I can go to that's going to tell me who these disciples are and that they watched the ascension of Jesus? It says, if they had been present when he was raised up and his likeness was cast upon the one whom it was cast, would have seen him, they would have confirmed the identity. So I'm trying to understand. They just crucified a guy that looked like Jesus. Now you've got them watching Jesus ascend into the heavens. You're going to be confused. You're going to go, hang on a sec. How did Jesus just get crucified and now he's ascending into heaven? Unless he died, got crucified, died, and then a few days later, he ascended into heaven, or 40 days later. Notice again, the only way you're going to find the answers is again to go to the previous scriptures. That's where you're going to get your answers. So let's keep going. Then it says, and they would witness the transformation, and they would have witnessed him transformed into his own form after being in his own image. That doesn't make sense because now he's still Jesus. Going on, it says, the matter concerning Jesus and the one whom his likeness was cast would not have been hidden from them. What? Given their witnessing of it all, it would not have been confused or ambiguous to them, even if it was unclear to the enemies among the Jews that the one killed and crucified was not Jesus, and that Jesus was raised up alive from among them. Wow. So Jesus was raised up alive from among them. How could it have been unclear to them when they had heard Jesus say, if he had indeed said this to them, and heard the reply of one of them, talking about my companion in paradise? Man, there's just so much more. This is brilliant. This is gold. I need to save this as Um, Again, if there's any Muslim that wants to make this make sense, any Muslim that wants to make this make sense, you're more than welcome to join. You're more than welcome to explain. Let me get back to reading some other. For those that are not following, it is the Agents 007 on YouTube. Let me read what Travis just said. Travis says, the problem with the disciples knowing that it was a Hollywood stunt double is that they wrote and spread that it was Jesus crucified. Indeed. The point being, guys, the article I'm reading is from Tabari. Tabari is saying some of the craziest things. Tabari is confirming the disciples of Jesus. Al-Tabari knows who the disciples are. Tabari mentions them. Tabari even talks about them. And he's telling us that these were followers of Jesus, right? These were the followers of Jesus. Now, if these were the followers of Jesus, why are Muslims asking us to tell them who the followers are? I'm going to read it again because I want you guys to understand how the Quran is actually, how this explanation says that Judas was given 30 pieces of silver. It's literally telling us he was given 30 pieces of silver, he regretted it, and he hung himself. This again, according to Al-Tabari, confirming that Judas hung himself. He felt bad for doing what? For betraying the Spirit of Allah, who is Jesus. And then it talks about, and I'm going to read this again, it says, he entered the entrance and they'd all agreed to unalive his companions, who were 13 in number along with Jesus. And it mentions when he had entered the entering, he said his companions, who were Philip, James, son of Zebedee, John, the brother of James, Andrew. Where did they get this information from? Thomas, my Lord and my God. Thomas, my Lord and my God. They're quoting a guy called Thomas that called Jesus my Lord and my God. James, son of Alphaeus. How did they know all this? How did the Muslims know all of this and then ask us, please make it make sense? Why is Jesus promising people to be in paradise with him? You can't make this up. Can't make this up, man. And this is the fascinating thing again. What did Allah say? And for their saying, surely we have unalived the Messiah, Isa, son of Miriam, the messenger of Allah, and they did not unalive him, nor did they crucify him. 355 goes on and tells us exactly the opposite of all this stuff that they want you to believe. I mentioned it yesterday, and I think I should mention it again, talking about the prophecies that were given and why these people are making us go against what it says. I want to do this. Let me see. I want to go to the same site that he showed me. Let me go there, and I want to go to Surah 3, Fatiha, Imran, and I want to go to 3144, because 3144 says that all the prophets, all the messengers before Muhammad passed away. All the prophets. I'm going to read it. It says, and Muhammad is not but a messenger. Messengers have passed away before him. Right? The messengers passed away before Muhammad. In Surah 575, it says that all the messengers, or the messengers before Muhammad, they passed away. Right? So now I'm just trying to understand, if I'm going to Surah 3, 144, it says that the messengers before Muhammad passed away, that would include Jesus. So if he was to die or be killed, would you turn your back or your heels on him? Blah, blah, blah. The interpretation of his saying Muhammad is but a messenger and other messengers that passed on before him. So if he dies or kills, yada, yada, it says, means that Muhammad is but a messenger like some of the messengers of God whom he had sent to his creation, calling to God and to his obedience, who, when their appointed times came to an end, died. He, may Allah be praising him with a lot of praises that he can go to jail. So Muhammad and God took him to himself. What? So Muhammad, may Allah's prayers and peace be, and God took him to himself, is only what God will do to him and his messengers to his and died. Okay, let me see. Then he said to Muhammad's companions, rebuking them for their panic and distress when they were told Uhud, and condemning those among those who had turned away from their enemy and fled. Because I've translated everything, it gets a bit of a mess when it goes into the red writing. Let's see, it says, if he were a prophet, he would not have been killed. Fight for what your prophet fought for until God. So God the exalted, blah, blah, blah. If he dies, turn your back. Da, da, da. I'm going to have to do this section by section because it's difficult to read it the way it is now. But, Muslims, why is it that I've just read, according to your scriptures, that Jesus, according to your scriptures, let me find it again because that's interesting. According to your scriptures, it confirms the followers of Jesus. It confirms the Last Supper. It confirms the washing or the ablution, but you say hands, we say feet. It confirms all the followers of Jesus and more. It confirms Judas betraying Jesus. It confirms Jesus being betrayed for 30 pieces of silver. It confirms all of this from your books. Yet, if we ask you to provide the evidence from where this comes from, this is from Tabari, where do we get this from? Why can't you guys show us? Why can't you guys lead us to the original scripture that your Al-Tabari is quoting, providing evidence for the Islamic claims? Guys, I got that voodoo guy bringing in his satanic whatever voodoo crap in the chat, who's trying to join. Take your voodoo to some witch doctor. Please go find yourself a siangoma. Hambagashle. Go find yourself a siangoma, a witch doctor, and do your voodoo with them, please. Take your dolls and all that crap that you have and go play with them, people. Don't come play with me, people. Okay? So take your voodoo crap back to where you from? Where's he from? Yeah, wherever you're from. Was it Missouri, Illinois, wherever the heck you came from? Take your stuff back there, voodoo. You got no time and place for Satan. So be on your way, my man. Be on your way. Be on your way. Louisiana, that's right. Take your Louisiana voodoo, and go and play in the traffic. Play Dodge car. Now make like a ball and roll. Make like a ball and roll. So people, trying to understand again. If the Bible teaches the 30 pieces of silver, where do we get that? That's quoted from the Old Testament. The Old Testament quotes that. I spoke about it yesterday, Zechariah 11:12. In Zechariah 11:12, it talks about he will be sold for 30 pieces of silver, and the fulfillment we find in Matthew 26. Matthew 26, 14 to 16 confirms Matthew 14, 24, 14 to 16, confirming the 30 pieces was paid for Jesus, are you quoting Zechariah or are you quoting Matthew as truth, as the inspiration that you have gone to prove to us? Come on. Where are you people at, man? Where are you Muslims at? Why do you find it difficult to make it make sense? I just quoted your book. He was sold for 30 pieces of silver. Where did you guys get this from? Any Muslim, if there's any Muslim that can tell me, where did you get 30 pieces of silver from? And is it true when it says that he hung himself, like it says in the book, in the Bible? In the Bible, it says he hung himself. So you are agreeing to, again, that Jesus, he hung himself. This is where you Muslims struggle. You Muslims struggle with this because, again, you guys don't know how to find the answers. Whew, this is hot. What Nini's saying? Sorry, I didn't see you, Nini. What are you saying, Nini? Nini says, what are you saying, Nini? Why are you hiding your face? Nini, if you saw my face, Nini, you'd be like, how you doing? You know, so I'm just trying to save you from the embarrassment of wanting me. And, you know, because you can't lower your gaze now. Imagine if I took this off. You know what I'm saying? If I took this off, you're not going to lower your gaze again. And you'll be like, how you doing? So I'm just saying, you know, just keep, you know, I'm just trying to keep you safe so you don't be tempted. You know, I'm not like Allah wanting to tempt you, to test you. I'm just saying to you, man, you know, don't slide off your chair. Just let me be over here covered up like this so that I'm protecting me and you from thinking bad thoughts. You know, just don't think bad thoughts. Keeping you safe, sis. Keeping you safe. Just by the way. Any Muslim, oh, guys, I'm going to be free this evening or later. So I was actually thinking maybe I'd go live again and maybe I can join one of my other brothers for a change because I never get a chance to join other people because of the time difference. I will be, I'll try to see who's going live and I'll join them. That will be lovely. And, you know, I'm going to share this. I'm not sure if Oz has shared it with the group yet, but I'll be sharing this site that we just saw now, where it talks about all these amazing people that we've been talking about, whether it's talking about Simon, whether it's talking about Judas, whether it's talking about John, James, all of these things, all of these people that we mention, they mention. And if they're mentioning it in their books, then come on, man. Then come on, man. Can't make this up, people. And this is the beauty of being a Christian. We have these books that their tafsirs are alluding to. So why allude to it when you can just open it? Why? Why panic when it comes to that? That's why I'm saying to you guys, when it talks about the 30 pieces of silver, in fact, I'll just break it down. I did yesterday, made a note, and I actually have it when we talked about the prophecies regarding Jesus and the crucifixion. What happened in this crucifixion? How do we know about the crucifixion that's about to happen? Where do we get this from? We go back to 500 years before Christ, previous scriptures. And if we go to the previous scriptures are teaching us in Psalm 41:9, it says, he will be betrayed by a close companion. Fulfilled in 10:4, Matthew 10:4. Then we can go back to Zechariah 11:12, as I just said, talking about the 30 pieces of silver, and that again is fulfilled in Matthew 26:14 to 16. Then you've also got, he'll be forsaken by his disciples. Where did the Muslims get this from? Forsaken by his disciples. And then we go to Matthew 26:31. It tells us exactly the same thing. Psalms 35:11 tells us that he'll be accused by false witnesses. Again, we find that in Matthew 26:59 to 61. And then in Isaiah, hundreds and hundreds of years earlier, we've got prophecies from Isaiah. And what is he saying in Isaiah 53:8? For those that haven't read Isaiah 53. And then it says he'll be silent before his accusers. Matthew 27:11 tells us clearly he was silent before his accusers. In Isaiah 50, 6, it says that he will be struck and spat on, just like what we saw from Al-Tabari. Al-Tabari is quoting Isaiah and Matthew 26 and Matthew 27 when it talks about how he was struck and spat on. Please read Isaiah 53. Talking about him being pierced for our transgressions. Again, fulfilled in John 19:34. Psalm 22, 7-8 talks about him being reviled while on the stake. Fulfilled in Matthew 27:39. In Psalm 22:18, it says lots will be cast for his garments. Fulfilled in Matthew 27:35. It goes on and on, guys. Goes on and on. But the Muslims have nothing. We've got everything. Muslims have zero. We've got everything. This is why they allude to what we have. Please, any Muslims, man, give us a chance to have a conversation, man. Any Muslim that wants to join us. Oh, this is hot stuff. This is hot stuff. Oh, for those that don't know, Duck Lips, Libiano Duck Lips, is actually saying that he will help people that have any questions. He'll give them the answers. All you have to do for 1 hour of his time is pay him $99. $99. And here I am doing it for free. I'm teaching Islam for free. Free. Duck Lips, he's like, quack, 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 $99, quack, quack. And then he'll say, I'll give you the site. Go look at it there. $99. That's good bucks, that, man. That's an hour's work. That's some good bucks. So if you guys want to contribute and donate, go up to the top and you'll see the buy me a coffee. You're more than welcome. And for those that did buy me a coffee, God bless you and thank you. But the Duke Lips, that's right, Duck Lips, is a liar too. He's another liar. But, you know, we're not giving him any attention since he decided to go against Avery's wife, Christina. So we don't give him any attention anymore. We don't care for him anymore. He can drop out of sight for the rest of his life. We're not going to miss him. We don't play those games talking about people's wives. So for those that are wondering why I'm wearing this Muslim stuff, there's two reasons. One, I wanted to see if I can change the algorithm because so far I've got no restrictions. I had 2 at the start, but I've got no restrictions now, and I haven't been given any restrictions on my YouTube, on my TikTok. When it comes to YouTube, YouTube has restricted me from gaining any monetary, gifts and stuff, anything monetary with regards to my live stream. So they've taken that away, and they asked me to change the way I do things on YouTube. Now, I'm streaming through an app called StreamYard, which costs around $50 a month. Now, I think it's only fair, if I can say that what we do is for whatever, the gifts, so far till now, over a year and a half, I've been using whatever gifts I've been getting to pay for it, which is fine. I don't mind because this is not going to make me rich. It's not going to make me buy my G-Wagon, which is my favorite car in the world. Hint, hint for anyone that has extra money, anyone that wants to give it away. G-Wagon, my favorite car. And if you want. So basically all I'm doing is just paying for what I'm using. That's it. So StreamYard allows you to stream through YouTube because you need another device and it's easier to put stuff on the screen and stuff while you are there. So that's what I'm using StreamYard for. I actually want to go over to another app, but I haven't got that far just yet. Getting there. Things take time. but it's just easier. It's just easier to bring up stuff and to show stuff and to make it, whatever. But that's, and again, if I can't have it, I'll find a way around it, and in the end, if I have to I'll find a way to make it work. Whether it's doesn't matter anymore. Anyone that wants to join, any Muslim that wants to join or make it make sense, I'm trying to understand this from your perspective. I'm trying to understand it from, just to make it make sense, because it'll probably be easier. And I just realized something as well. I could actually take this. Actually, never mind. Never mind. And now for those of you that are asking about this, it's because I'm trying to, the two reasons. One is to make sure that I change the way TikTok and YouTube look at me. And the other way is I wanted to find out for myself, because I did promise all of you guys that I would use this to just have a laugh and show you guys the ridiculousness of walking around with this nonsense on. I'm struggling to breathe in this. I'm struggling to breathe in this. This is hard. I've got to keep lifting up, and it gets really warm underneath when you're breathing this. It's hard. It's hard to breathe. It's hot. That's why I took my jumper off, because it's hot. Now he's back. Oh yes, he's back. What's he going to bring for us this time?
God bless you all. God bless you. What's up, Jay? Hey, listen. You have no clue what I know about Islam. You have no clue. This is a hair. A hair from what I know.
Well, hang on. Hang on. Is it like a hair on the mole that Muhammad had on his back?
So listen to this. I don't know if you're gonna like this or not, but I have a source saying that when Jesus was lifted up, he came back and he actually talked to his mom.
Yeah, I just read that.
You read that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know I have another source. I think I sent it to you. That there is a lady, her name Helena, and she was the mother of Constantine, the king. And that one, she's a Christian, and she heard about rumors of where they buried the crosses. And turns out the Jews, they put garbage in top of the bury sites. And then she hired people to dig them out. So she digged them out, and she got 3 crosses. And what happened then, they have no clue who belonged to Jesus, which one belonged to Jesus. So they had a very sick person with them in that group of people. And they said, we're going to put the cross on top of him and see when he get healed, we will know which one is it. Hold on. So what happened was, they put the first cross on him, he was not healed. They put the second cross on him, he was not healed. They put the third cross on him, he got healed and walked away. And they said, oh, maybe there's someone special was crucified on it. So now, tell me this. If it was Judas, if it was one of the disciples, how come Judas or one of the disciples can heal someone? You know what I'm saying? So if you want I think I sent you that source, brother. I think the one I wrote under it that this is the bomb or something. Maybe the one. Or I said in the end, something like that.
Yeah, I'm checking now.
Check them and see which one is it. And I can give you more sources about actually what they have in their books is from the Bible. All the story that Jesus, he was pure. That the word of Jesus in the Bible, exact the same word that we have in the Bible that they have, that Isa, he said them in their books. The same exact words. So we can go through them, or you can make a topic by saying that do Muslim sources talking about the Jesus Bible or something like that. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I can provide you more information about the crucifixion of Jesus, the words that Jesus he said, and what happened. What else? The disciples and all these stories that we have in our Bible that we know, and they have them in their own books. Okay, brother. If you want to read the source, if you find, did you find it?
Nope. I'm just looking through all of them, but we'll get to that.
Okay, brother. God bless. Thank you so much, James.
God bless. God bless. Still looking for them. I'm just trying to wonder, is that Maria from 6 years ago? That's not how you do it, Marion. You don't take the beanie off. That's cheating. Muslim women don't have chances to take no beanies off. They've got to suffer. It is Maria. I see the picture. God bless you, girl. Wow, man, I haven't spoken to you in a while. God bless you. I hope you're blessed and well. Yeah, man. Did you see that I followed you back? But I was hesitant. I was like, no, is this the right Maria? Wow. Wow. God bless you. Yeah, man, guys. Anyways, listen, I'm going to just wrap this up. I'm going to go back to the Quran. 2 verses of the Quran that's confirming what I just said, right? 2 verses in the Quran. Man, Maria's back. God bless you. Amen. I probably know her 6 years now-ish. And then, wow, man, beautiful. Ahwan, that's right. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the Quran. We're going to go to 2 verses. And this is why when we go to these 2 verses, the contradiction proves again, as I said, guys, our intention today is to prove that, yes, according to Islam, Jesus died. That's what I'm trying to prove. The Muslims are going to have to say, no, he didn't die. It wasn't true. Yada, yada, yada. But none have been able to prove, because it's just unfortunate that they don't, they don't have the answers we're looking for. With a name like Vlad Poopstain and a pig on your picture, brother, you're definitely not a Muslim. You're definitely not a Muslim, man. So don't come up and then pretend to be a Muslim. I don't like that. But God bless you. You're good. So I'm going to read 2 verses, 1933 and 1915. These verses really confuse Muslims. They really, really, really confuse Muslims, because you can't be a Muslim with a pig on your picture, bro. What is wrong with you? You're not going to be. I'm not going. Come on, man. You know you're not a Muslim. Don't put pictures of pigs and then, Anyway, the 2 verses confirming that Jesus died, that Jesus was crucified, is going back to Surah 1933, when it says, "Peace be upon me the day I was born, the day I die, and the day I will be raised back to life." So, Vlad, my man, I apologize, man. I'm not going to bring you up, because if you got a pig on your picture, then you're going to come up and say something silly. And I don't want I don't lose my life just for that. So you're good. I hope, and my hope and my prayers are, every time I finish a live stream or go through a live stream, is that you guys have learned something through that day. I can't believe that what I read today, where it points to the 30 pieces of silver, Judas hanging himself, that some believing Christ did die. In fact, no, I apologize. I want to show you guys this. Let me read this to you guys. I was going to read this for you. So we talked about Ibn Kathir and what Tabari said, but let's see what it actually says now. I'm going to read from the scholars of Islam, and what they have said regarding the crucifixion. Regarding the crucifixion, right? It says over here, now again, we're going to see how the Muslim scholars explain it. We saw what Al-Tabari said. We saw what the Quran says. We saw, tafsirs. Look what it says. The Imam Al-Razi, he said, he was one of the famous theologians and blah, blah, blah. I just realized, man, I can yawn under this thing as well. You guys can't tell the difference. You guys can't even see me yawn. Oh, sorry. Can't do that because that will make Satan happy and Allah sad. Because sneezing is for Allah, yawning is for Satan. So let's read again. And it goes on and says, concerning the expression, it was made to appear so to them, Surah 4, 157, Al-Razi comments in his book, The Exegesis of Al-Razi, the Tafsir, page 3, part 3, on page 350. This is what he said. I know, man. Oh my gosh. Man, he's Muslim woman. Let's eat some spaghetti bolognese. Can't make this up. So it says, concerning the expression, it made to appear so to them in Surah 4, 157, Razi comments in his book from the Exegesis. Al-Razi says, if it is permissible to say that God Almighty has given someone else's likeness to a person, this is an open door to confusion and uncertainty. So Al-Razi is going against what we just read from some of the scholars, saying that this will cause uncertainty. This will cause confusion. He's saying it is as if saying, seeing Zaid, a person, seeing Zaid, it might not be Zaid, but rather resemble Zaid, but may be somebody else. So right now, you may think it's James because it sounds like James, but it may be someone else. Then he says, can actually be someone else. He says, if a man, James, marries Fatima, and he cannot marry Fatima since the likeness of Fatima is put on Khadija, therefore he would marry Khadija thinking it's Fatima. So Razi is going, man, that's a load of nonsense. So Razi concludes by saying if it is permissible to put the resemblance of a person on another person, then neither marriage nor divorce nor possession would be certain. Everything will be doubtful. So what he's literally saying is that if we keep changing people's identities and making them look like something that they're not, how in the world would you eventually find out who's who in the zoo? You know, who that Mickey Mouse over there? Is that Donald Duck? You never know. You never know. You never know. Then it goes on and says, according to that, he says, here's the quotation then, thus Al-Razi rejects the fact that the expression it is made to appear to them seems that a man that was made by God to appear to be the exact double of Jesus was crucified in his place. In addition, commenting on Surah 355, the one that we spoke about, Ibn Abbas and Muhammad ibn Ishaq said the meaning of you reminded me is I let die. Christians win again. Al-Razi also said, Wahab said, that's Wahab bin Munab, Christ died for 3 hours. Christ died for 3 hours, so he died. And to add, Ibn Ishaq said he died for 7 hours. What? Says this can't be the lookalike, because Razi just went against those people for talking about lookalikes. Now we've got people, Wahab and Ibn Ishaq, confirming 3 hours, 7 hours, goes on. Al-Suyuti, another scholar, refers to the death of Jesus as a true death. And he wrote in his book, the Al-Itqan, Perfection, Volume 1, page 116, he said, to raise you to myself means to cause you to die. Doesn't stop there. Ibn Kathir, he said, Ibn Kathir writes in his exegesis on the Quran, Tafsir al-Quran, that there are 2 different views on Surah 355 among Muslim scholars, and one of them says that Jesus did die a physical death. I don't know. He did die a physical death. Come on, man. The man died a physical death. And then it says, where did I see that? He says, Ibn Kathir reported by Ali ibn al-Talha after Ibn Abbas, the meaning of lifting you up is causing your death. He also said, reported by Muhammad ibn Ishaq after Wahab, Allah let him die for 3 hours and then raised him from the dead. He also said, reported by Ibn Ishaq, Christians claim that God let him die for 7 hours, then raised him from the dead. He also said by Ishaq ibn Bashir, after Idris, reported by Wahab, Allah let him die for 3 days and then raised him from the dead. I'm just saying. We just got confirmation that yes, he did die. 3 hours, 7 hours, 3 days. According to the scholars of Islam, yes, Jesus died. Again, Islam fails. Islam is false. Another boom shakalaka, false religion, lies and liars. I'm just reading, people. I'm just reading. I don't know, man. Don't know what else to say. Let's keep reading. It says, though the Arabic is my mother tongue and that of the Quran, several occasions I do pretend. I'm not sure who's saying that. Let me just see where it gets to there. It says, thus there is great diversity about what Muslim scholars say about the death of Jesus. Some deny it, explaining it was a sleep or coma. Others accept it, but differ over the duration of his death. 3 hours, 7 hours, 3 days. For the one who is searching for truth, it is important to have an open mind and go to the sources in addition to the Quran. This will tend to make the person's comments seriously valid. He says, the prophet David, who wrote 1,000 years before Jesus' birth, describes the scene of the promised Messiah's death. The prophet Isaiah, who lived 700 years before the Messiah, explained the reasons for his death. The 2 books to go to, Isaiah 53 and Psalm 22. Those 2 books will make you understand what it's talking about. Because it says, I have endeavored to show my difficulty Muslim scholars have on the issue of the death of Christ. Its significance cannot be lost in the interactions between Christians and Muslims. The Torah and the Old Testament make clear that the promised Messiah would come specifically to die a death that was both a substitution for the sinners and a sacrifice for sin. The Injil, the New Testament, describes the death and explains in fuller details why the Messiah suffered and what his suffering and death accomplished. Ladies and gentlemen, understanding what we've seen so far for the last 2 days, pointing to what we have, we have to know that Islam is leading people astray, taking them down the wrong path. Christian Sheikh did send me stuff yesterday, and I read it to you guys, but I want to go to, maybe it's this one. And I want to show you, where's that one? This one. He sent me a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. Let me see if I just translate this to English. Yeah. Basically, let me put this screen on there again. How do you do that? There we go. So in the translation, you can see all the way at the bottom, Mutawafika, Surah 355, he will cause you to die. This again is from Shamala, which is again telling you Jesus will die according to the verse of the Quran. Why are Muslims ignoring the Quran? I don't know, man. Don't know. So if there's any Muslim, still, man, we've got another 15 minutes, I think. 15 minutes ish, 20 minutes. For any Muslim to please just, at this point, I wouldn't even, I just want you guys to have like 3 minutes uninterrupted. Tell us what you think about the crucifixion. The different alternatives are, I'm going to go through what we read so far. The alternatives were, yes, Jesus was crucified. Someone else took his place. Jesus was taken up to into heaven. Jesus came down from heaven, spoke to Mary. Judas was on the cross. One of the other disciples was on the cross. 13 of them looked like Jesus. Some of them couldn't stay awake. Jesus washed their hands and not their feet. What else did I say? Jesus had the Last Supper. The disciples are mentioned. All of this we got from your interpretations. Tabari explained it to us. Slight differences from the Bible, yet you are claiming that the followers of Jesus are those people. The same one that Ibn Ishaq says, for example, John wrote John, that you guys deny. Thomas, yes, Thomas is mentioned and he says, my Lord and my God. He was doubting Thomas. He was doubting that Jesus was crucified. So Thomas, the man that you guys are talking about, he said, show me your hands and your side so that I can check it. Doubting Thomas is mentioned. In your scriptures, doubting Thomas is mentioned. Make it make sense. That's all I'm saying, man. Make it make sense, because again, it just doesn't look as if you guys understand what it's talking about. For those that don't know, tomorrow is Yippee Friday, where we go through hadiths, through videos, and I will be using a lot of the videos tomorrow from a guy called Jamal for Jesus, and we will hopefully enjoy them tomorrow and have a bit of a chuckle. I will not wear this tomorrow because, my goodness, the man needs some air, man. We need, maybe I'll do it just because I'll just keep it on tomorrow because of the no restrictions so far. Notice that. I had a few at the start, but yeah, man. So from what we see today, this picture that I'm about to show you, this picture sums it up. This picture sums it up. This picture sums it up. I actually got scared when I saw my own face. I got scared when I saw my own face. I was like, who that? Who's that boy? People, another day where we've just exposed Islam for being false, for being nonsense, for being going against itself. And I thank my brother for bringing the stuff to us. Al-Tabari for Surah 4, 157. That absolutely rocked me today. I felt that this did more damage to me than the Zuts did on anyone else that they visited, because this was just crazy. This was crazy. This was fun to read. For those that haven't watched it, this is talking about a verse from the Quran, Surah 4, 157, and we went to edu.sa, and we saw how the different people have interpreted what happened to Jesus. So I had it on the screen earlier. If you guys want to go and read it yourselves, I'm glad that now I know how to go and do the search on KSU myself. Don't know why I didn't try that before. I will be doing it more often, because again, we're here to find truth, right? The Muslims say, we all want to find truth. And if you want to find truth and eventually it's slapping you in the face, then you need to ask yourself, well, am I going to accept the truth now, or am I going to walk away from it? Am I going to accept it, or am I going to make excuses for it? Why? What's left? I mean, you guys asked us to read, we read. We said we need to do research. We did the research. You said learn Arabic. We get to know people that know Arabic, and then we ask them to explain it. And then you guys tell us, no, it doesn't mean what it says. So I'm praying for all you Muslims, especially those of you that's on the fence, those of you that listen to these lives in the corners of your rooms there and with your headsets on so that no one can see you. I pray for you guys. I pray for you guys because this is crazy. Because notice, I'm going to read something for you guys from the Al-Tabari, Surah 4, 157. It says this: God transformed them all into his likeness. They said to him, you have bewitched us. Who is the only one that bewitches people? Who bewitches people? Over here, it's like they're saying to God, you've made us all look like Jesus. You have bewitched us. They're saying, you have bewitched us. You must bring out Jesus to us or we shall kill you. Who bewitched them? Becca, I'm becoming a Muslim tranny. Transforming myself into a Muslim while being a Christian. So I'm becoming an original Quran only Christian in a niqab. So that's that and I'm working on my chest muscles, on my chesticles. So, why would they say that the God of Islam has bewitched them? Why does it say Judas unalived himself? Why? Mary never covered up like this, bro. Show me where Mary covered up like this, Fly. I have spoken to Shamsi many, many moons ago. I have. Many, many moons ago. Me and Shamsi had a chat. But that was a long time. I don't even know if that's recorded. But guys, when they talk about 30 pieces of silver, 30 pieces of silver. Listen, Fly, the men in Islam still wear dresses, bro. The men in Islam still wear dresses and sit when they pee. Don't tell me what Mary wore. Do you know what I mean? Innit? You guys know that you wear dresses and you squat to pee. Even your hadith says, why is Muhammad peeing like a woman? So don't play games with me. Tell me what Mary wore. Yeah, all you Muslim men wear dresses and then you do crouching tiger when you pee. Play games with me, man. Okay, people, since the Muslims are on the run and they can't answer these questions, we will go back to the Psalms. And always when you get to the Psalms, that's when the Muslims decide that, because the word of God, he shakes up the Satans. That's when they start requesting. So let's go to the Psalms. I just appreciate the fact that, so far we're still over 170 people listening. God bless you guys. Thank you so much for, putting up with me, even though the Muslims are definitely not wanting to engage. It's sad, man. These people are sad. Today we're going to do slightly different way of listening to the Psalm. My man, Chris Oki, has sent me the Psalm in a music version. So it's music, so you guys can have a timeout from this beautiful voice of mine. And I know it changes every now and then because of my especially now that I got this done and it's killing me because there's no oxygen. So we're going to listen to the Psalm 115 and we're going to allow what Chris Oki has provided for us. And he did do yesterday as well. And I apologize because I didn't see it until later. So when I'm doing this over here, I don't really go into my how you say, devices to see what I got. So I know he's done one for today and one for tomorrow, 15 and 16, and he did 14. So if you guys want, I can do yesterday's and today in music form. And if you guys want, or we can just, stay on 115 today, and hopefully tomorrow when we do the yippee ki yay, yippee fry yay, I'm running out of ideas on new pictures. I've done till 140. Come on, man. Beautiful, man. Oh, and I wanted to share a song with you. My wife actually enjoyed the song today. I didn't save it. 1 second. How do I do this? I'm interweb challenged. I'll play the song tomorrow. But let's get to the psalm. He sent it to me on there. Let me go there. Okay, so this is Psalm 115. For those that don't know, Maria, you don't know because I haven't seen you for a long time. Not you, Maria Magdalena, my other Maria. Maria, we've gone through over 115 Psalms every time I end my live stream or get close to the end before the Muslims request. So imagine that, guys, together. In fact, let's check this out. Put a 1 in the chat if you've been here now for 115, what's this called? Psalms. Just 1 in the chat if you've been here for all the Psalms. 109 we've got. I am he got, oh my goodness. LA is there. Burgundy's there. Wow. Winston is there. Can you give Chris some advice on how not to be an algorithm bandit? Don't know what that means, man. Okay, let's listen to this psalm that he's created. I haven't listened to it myself, so amen, amen, amen. That was beautiful, man. That was beautiful. Was there no sound? What did you guys on YouTube? Did you guys hear the song? YouTube, did you get to hear the song? Seriously, you didn't get to hear the song? Come on, man. Nope. And there I was thinking that you guys got the song going on. Apologies, but people, we've got to play it again. We got to play it again. And, you know, this is a double dose for you guys on the TT. Sorry, guys, on the YouTube, but am I running out of place? I got no more place. It's crazy. Why can't I do this? Why can't I do this? Why isn't it playing? Guys, 1 second, because I've got no more place. I'm going to delete one of my songs. And that's how I can delete some of these songs, man. Let me see. Zoot Zoot. Let me just see which one. Oh, I like that one. Oh man, they're beautiful.
Muhammad walks alone in the midnight blue.
So guys, I'm trying to see which one I want to delete.
Muhammad walks alone in the midnight.
Nearly there, guys. I'm just trying to find a song to delete.
Yeah. Read the sources, they don't want read aloud, not insults, just history speaking now. A prophet married while the child was 6.
Oh, I don't need to. Okay. Here we go, guys.
Lord, not to us, but to your name give glory.
Because of your mercy, because of your truth.
Why should the nations say,
Where then is their God?
but our God is in the heavens, who does whatever he pleases. Their idols are silver and gold.
The work of human hands.
They have mouths, but they cannot speak.
They have eyes, but they cannot see.
They have ears,
But they cannot hear.
they have
But
noses.
they cannot smell.
You guys hear the song now?
But they cannot feel.
They have feet,
But they cannot walk.
they cannot make a sound with their throat.
Those who make them will become like them.
Everyone who trusts in them, Israel,
Trust in the Lord. He's their help and their shield.
house of Aaron.
Trust in the Lord. He's their help and their shield.
You who fear the
Trust in
Lord,
the Lord. He is their help and their shield.
the Lord has been mindful of us.
He will bless us.
He will bless the house of Israel.
He will bless the house of Aaron. He will bless those who fear the Lord.
Small together with the great, may the Lord increase you, you and your children.
May you be blessed of the Lord.
Maker of heaven and earth.
The heavens are the heavens of the Lord, but the earth he has given to the sons of mankind. The dead do not praise the Lord, nor do any who go down into silence.
But as for us, we will bless the Lord from this time and forever. Praise the Lord.
That is from Psalm 114. Psalm 115. We're on Psalm 115 today. So God bless you guys. Postman 214. I just want to give you a shout out and say thank you to you. You know why. God bless you, my brother. Thank you so much for what you've done there. But yeah, man. So now, guys, from now on, I'm not going to speak anymore. When it comes to the Psalms, we have Psalms available for us to play. And even though I'm the one stealing them from Chris Oakey, please, guys, give them a follow. And please subscribe to their channels. Thank you so much again, Postman. Oh man, see that? As soon as I took my camera off me, I got a restriction on the YouTube, no, the TikTok. Crazy, right? Crazy, right? This is now I can see what the problem is. They just want to see my face. That's it. They want to see my face because they love my face, even though it's not my face. They want to see my face. So this is just from now on, guys. Chris, we will be stealing you every day. I know I've got 115 with me now, so I'm just waiting for the rest of them to come, and then we'll play it, and that saves me. So that's good. Perfect. No worries. Okay. So let me give a quick shout out, and this is just for the people. I'll go back to the YouTube in a second, to the TikTok in a second, but please, people, I want to give a shout out as well to Maria Magdalena, who has her videos of her dancing, which is really fun to watch because it takes away all the depression of life and all the nonsense of life, and shows you that you can just, enjoy life too by just dancing, just by enjoying yourself. Okay, I've got another restriction. Weird. Then I want to give, for example, Winston, Dilip, Winston. I want to give, I'm just looking at quickly through this. Now I don't know if you have a YouTube. Forgive me because I'm not sure if I'm remembering. You got Chris Oakey Ministry. You've got LA Apologetics. You've got Mr. Postman. You've got help me think. Please, guys, these guys. You got Phil Herrera, who has also. You got Marion Gran Bruheim, who also. All these people have YouTubes. These are mods on most of the other lives as well, right? You got Phil Herrera, who has an amazing website that we can use. You've got The Word and I. You've got Chris Claus, LBL, One Way Apologetics. You've got Jai and DOC, the Amin Apologetics. You've got help me. You've got help me. Rob Christian. You've got Christian Prince. You've got, of course, God Logic. You've got Maverick. You've got Bear the Image. There's so many people. Please, guys, Zara Grace, please go and give these people some support. And again, I'm not saying just with finances and stuff. Support is by tapping and Maria, don't jump the gun. But finally, and most importantly, there's this dude that keeps interrupting my live stream with the most amazing information that you can think of. His name is Christian Sheikh. Ronnie. Christian Sheikh. And because we have Christian Sheikh, he and what he's provided for us, we can now say that we've learned a lot. You've got Deron Dorsey, you've got Light, you've got Life, you've got, well, Life got a whole library of channels that he can use. Life responds, Life reacts, all these things. But again, there's so many people. For those that don't know, there's also, besides David Wood, there is also people that I look up to, besides LBL definitely, that I look up to, and these are the people that my go-to people, right? Besides, the obvious God Logic and all of that, you've also got Samawi. You've got people like I did mention Jai and DOC. You've got people like Fan from IP, Inspiring Philosophy, Mike from Inspiring Philosophy. You've got Thaddeus, that's always with David Wood. You've got all these amazing people, right? All these amazing people. And we just pray that all of them, because these guys are working hard. Honestly, these people are working so extremely hard every day finding new topics, finding new challenges, finding new ways of destroying Islam and the Ummah. Yes, Thaddeus of of Reasoned Answers. You've got exactly Adam Seeker and Hatun Tash. There's so many people. J49. You've got so many people, and I know you can't spread yourselves out, but support them when you see them going live. None of them are as beautiful as Mua right now. None of them can pull this off. None of them can pull this off. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the color, it's all, it's a hard work to find the color because, you need to find the color that matches. Matches. So none of them can pull this off. So just don't forget that one. These guys can try as hard as they want. Even Duck Lips. All the Duck Lips, he can try as well. I mean, you got all these guys. Yeah, man. So I don't want to cover my neck because it's easier if I'm going to breastfeed, use the breasticles. And that's right. LA Apologetics hit the nail on the head when he said James is number one. James, they can't say you're not modest anymore. Definitely not. Just another shout out for all the mods on both the YouTube and the TikTok. God bless you guys. Tomorrow, we're going to come and watch some Fun in the Sun hadiths. Tomorrow, it's going to be, I definitely have a time limit tomorrow because tomorrow evening, I am taking my wife on a date. We don't do enough together because of my schedules and trying to fit in these live streams and while still being a husband, a father, a provider. So tomorrow I decided me's and hers, we're going to go for a concert. It's a local concert, just someone local. So it's not like going to watch anyone famous. It's just a local thing, just to go out and have dinner and do something different, which I suggest that most of you guys, men, I'm talking to you men now, if you can, make sure that you take some time out of your busy days and look after the lady that you're with, show her the love that she deserves. Ladies, men need love too. In my house, there's a hierarchy. It is in my house, my wife loves. Okay, I'm joking now. The things that come before the husband in the home is the children, the dog, the mobile phone, further down the husband, or the mobile phone, the dog, the children, or the dog, the mobile phone, the children. But the husband is always going to be far down on that list. But husbands need love too. Love and attention and a little bit of, I appreciate you. So to all the women out there, all the mothers out there, we as men, we appreciate the things that you do for us. We may not say it, shame on us, but we mean it. We want you to know that we do appreciate that. I try my best to give my wife a compliment a day, just to remind her and remind me that this is the woman I'm going to be with for the rest of my life. And I have to show her the love and the respect so that she wants to still be with me. And I'm not pushing her away because of my actions. I know that men are muppets. We do some silly things sometimes. But the point is, apologize and then remind yourself and remind her that you will try to be better tomorrow than you were today. Every day is a new chance for us to be better than we were the day before. Doesn't matter, even if you swear, you say the nastiest things. Tomorrow, start a new day. And always kiss the person good night. End your evening with a kiss, love you, and start your day, kiss and love you. Let your day start nice. Don't start it with negativity. But men need love too. Just saying that. Just saying it, just by the way. Anyway, man, we've had that psalm and I absolutely loved it. Hopefully tomorrow we will have a new song sent to me by Chris Oki, who has now decided to be the sole creator of the Psalms in music form. Now, Muslims, we are not singing. We are doing what you do when you read the Quran. We just harmonizing it, man. You know, we just adding some style to it, if I may. And again, to Postman 214, that was very generous of you. God bless you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, guys, the Muslims are not willing to join. I will find them. I actually went to a couple of lives and got blocked. Didn't even get a chance to get in there. But as I said, I'm free tonight for a bit, so I may go live again. And yeah, so LA Apologetics, let me just quickly give a quick shout out. He says, please watch my latest video. I pinned it on the YouTube. Guys, LA Apologetics on YouTube. LA Apologetics. Oh, there's also my South African brothers that I don't give enough shout outs to. Like Truth, True or False, or King Apologetics, or I just remember first names. Come on, dude, help me. Grafted. Yeah. So please follow these people, support them as well. And as a African, as a South African and African, please, guys, I get news. I see things about Africa that's very heartbreaking when it comes to how they are treated and what happens in Africa. So my wish is that we pray for them even more often. Grafted Apologetics, that's right. And we pray for them, and if we can, we help them. For those that don't know, now this is private for anyone that can and knows. We are helping a woman from Zimbabwe. We have built a house for her. True or False, King Apologetics, Grafted Apologetics. We have built a house for her, but mostly in Africa, especially in Zimbabwe, they have outside kitchens and outside eating areas that I'm hoping to sponsor them with. It comes to around $1,500. If anyone is able, not all the amount, to help with that, the only way to now send me cash would be through Buy Me a Coffee. So as long as I'm able to pay for my what's this thing called? StreamYard, I will always be sending money because we built this house for this woman that has a child that is paraplegic. So if there's anyone, if you know any companies that are willing to help or sponsor, contact me because I would love to help these people. I would love to. In fact, Maya, who popped into the live, her and I actually helped a female that was a Muslim, left Islam, and we helped her leave her husband. That's why I haven't seen Maya in a long time, who left Cape Town and moved further north away from a beating husband that wasn't good to her, and he was nasty to her, and she left, and she's now in a new relationship, and she's away from Islam and all of that stuff. So that's Maya in the chats there. You can see her and I actually did an amazing job helping this woman leave. She had, I think, 4 kids. I can't remember. This is a few years ago, man. 5, 6 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. She left, and it was, it took a lot of work because I was talking to her outside of the app, and then Maya just go and disappear on me like that. But anyway, man. So I'm just saying thank you, guys, and if you can support, and if you need pictures and stuff, I'll show you the progress of what goes on. If you see me in a new car, that's where your money went. If you see me in a new car, that's where your money's going. So don't be jealous if you see me in a new car. But if you see me still in the same drabs, wearing the same old clothes, wearing the same hijab, the same beanie, then the money's not coming to me. It's going to somebody else. So if you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. Again, thank you for the person that just sent me something on YouTube. Yunk, thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And tomorrow I will sprite it up. How you say in English? Spruce it up a bit. And let me show you what I'm going to wear tomorrow. Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, I will be wearing the black one. See, you never know what I'm about to do. You never know. I will surprise you like the husband gets surprised on the wedding night. That's right. God bless you guys. Take care. We'll see you later. Let's go out with a song, man. Let me go out with a song. Because as I said, I've got some time today. Which song would you guys like to hear? Habibi? Would you like to hear Tissues and Feelings? Would you like to hear?
The hadith say 17,000 verses in the Quran. Al-Kafi. But we only have 6236 verses left. What was going on? I thought the preservation was strong. The Quran has never gone wrong. Even though Arabic changed, not a dot or tittle doesn't belong. So where did Allah put the rest? The teaching is thinning, but they are still standing, saying no change while 2/3 are gone. Please, how do you still say Quran is strong? So Aisha's goat had a few about breastfeeding. We think it is hard but true. Some died at the battle, so we then said we must collect the remnant not dead. So where did Allah put the rest? The teaching is thinning, but they are still standing, saying no change while 2/3 are gone. Please, how do you still say Quran is strong? Surah Al-Ahzab was once as long as Surah Al-Baqarah, according to she, the mother of Islam, but a child she was, and corruption clear instead. So where did Allah put the rest? The teaching is thinning, but they are still standing, saying no change while 2/3 are gone. Please, how do you still say Quran is strong? So was Allah's word on a diet? Was this revelation too long instead? 2/3 of the message gone from view, eternal speech no more new. Where did it go? Was it Allah's will, or did something go beyond him still? So where did Allah put the rest? The teaching is thinning, but they are still standing, saying no change while 2/3 are gone. Please, how do you still say Quran is strong? So, ladies and gentlemen, hear me now. Please check your pockets, the couch and so. Check in the laundry basket, check the fridge. Surely this teaching is missing a smidge. If 2/3 are missing, what do we conclude?
What do we conclude?
I suspect Muhammad was a random dude.
Right? That's right. I'm having way too much fun in this outfit, man. Woo. That's right, man. That song, guys, is top. That is top. I'll be like ending today because I'm all on my lonesome today. I gotta go do something and I can come back. But come on, man. Guys, Christianity makes you feel good and happy. Imagine if there was no music in the world. If there was no music in the world, man. Imagine no music and only Allah Akbar. What in the world, man? We are so blessed to have good music.
Yeah. You walked in loud, came out quiet. might still hot, but you don't wanna try it. Yeah. Habibi, stop crying, yeah. Habibi, stop lying. You had your chance, now you frying. They bait when left, now you hiding. Habibi, stop typing. Paragraphs ain't fighting. You got cooked, no denying. Now it's memes just applying. Started with confidence, chest all inflated. 5 minutes in and the facts got you faded. Question came in, now the topics rotated. Suddenly, bro, that's not what I stated. Dodging like Matrix, bending the frame. Switching the subject, but we see the game. Volume went up when you ran out of flame. Caps lock courage, but the logic ain't came. First it's debate, then it's you're just rude. Then it's your bias, then straight to the feud. Then comes the profile, digging for clues. When arguments fail, they go fishing for you. Habibi, stop crying, yeah. Habibi, stop lying. Receipts on deck, you denying. Now it's just vibes, you're supplying. Habibi, stop raging. This ain't about staging. You got cooked, it's amazing. Now you stuck spectating. Came with a script, but it fell apart quick. Now you remixing your whole rhetoric. Started real smooth, now it's panicking clicks. Google tabs open like help me with this. From calm to chaos in under a minute. Bro, you're attacking me, no, just admit it. Facts hit hard and you couldn't defend it. Now Usu even cares like you never was in it. It's not about winning every single round, but when truth shows up, don't run from the sound. Stand on your words, don't bury them down, or the internet's crown gonna turn to a clown. Habibi, stop crying. Habibi, stop lying. If you got proof, then apply it. If not, just quiet, you try it. Habibi, stop flexing. When logics are missing, it's stressing. You got cooked, no guessing. Next time, come with a lesson.
Okay, this is the last song, and then it got to go. I just heard the person I'm waiting for.
Step up to the mic, it's a verbal showdown. Got my notes lined up, I'm ready to throw down. But you, man, you came with a box of tissues. Every single question turns into feelings issues. I ask for a point, you pivot like ballet. Spin so fast, I'm getting dizzy halfway. Answer the question, you cough, you sigh. Suddenly it's allergies, every time I try. You build smoke screens like a stage magician. Now we lost the topic, where's the definition? I brought facts, receipts, and citations too. You brought vibes and a dramatic view.
No more tears, no more fears. You just want answers ringing loud and clear. No more dodging, no more plays. Stop moonwalking out of what I say. No more wait, that's not fair. No more hands up in the air. Stand your ground, say something true. The bait ain't hide and seek, I'm looking at you.
You got 10 excuses in a trench coat stack. Every time I press you, you vanish from the facts. Turn a yes or no into a TED Talk maze. By the time you're done, it's been 3 whole days. Let me clarify, yeah, here we go again. That's codifying, answering, my friend. You redefine words like a dictionary glitch. Every sentence twisted just to dodge the switch. You cry straw man like it's a theme song, but I quoted you verbatim, can't be that wrong. You debate like fog, hard to grab, but when it clears up, there's just no slam.
No more tears, no more fears. We just want answers ringing loud and clear. No more dodging, no more plays. Stop moonwalking out of what I say. No more wait, that's not fair. No more hands up in the air. Stand your ground, say something true. The bait ain't hide and seek, I'm looking at you.
This ain't drama class, drop the act. No violin needed, just state the facts. You got a point? Then let it breathe. Not every question needs a smoke machine. Imagine a world where you just say, I don't know. Instead of building castles made of maybe so. Respect goes up when honesty appears, not when arguments drown in crocodile tears. So take a breath, wipe the slate, stand up straight. Let's really debate. No more running, no more disguise. Truth don't need backup lies.
No more tears, no more fears. The truth hits sharp like shears. No more dodging left and right. Face the question, join the fight. No more loops, no more spins. Let the real discussion begin. Step to the mic, keep it real and true. Or the debate's already done with you. With you.
Beauty, beauty, beauty. Ladies and gentlemen, please, if you just don't mind, I would like to have say a quick prayer for one of my brothers that's going through some pain, that is struggling with his health. And not only him, for those that don't know, I am struggling with my health. Don't make a big deal of it and don't mention it, but I have some problems but it's okay. And I just want to share this prayer with him. And you know who you are. This is someone that ended up going to a doctor yesterday, I think it was. So yeah, man, just let me just put this off for a second so we're not. Let me just do this. Let me just do this. So, just a quick prayer, guys, before we end the live. And apologies for, I just need to do this. Chris, this is for you, my man. Lord Jesus, I thank you that you love every single one of us. I know that we have you and your love and your support. And we know that you hate what illness is doing to us, to our loved ones, to our friends, our family. So I ask you, Lord, to please help us deal with the pain, with the diseases. Help us heal. Have compassion on us. Forgive us for our grumbling, our anger, our lack of patience. And help us, Lord, to always trust that you have everything that we need. And by us coming to you, not only will our pain, the sicknesses, the diseases, all the stuff that's holding us back, we know that through you, we can conquer anything. So help us, Lord, first and foremost, to trust in you more, because we should know that you only want the best for us and have the best for us. In Jesus' name I pray this for all of you, for all of us that are sick and in pain. Amen. Lord, hear our prayer. That's right. So that's for all of you. And I know that all of us are going through something, right? Every single one of us is going through something. So I just pray for all of us, for all of you. And we'll end it with that, man. Just God bless you guys. Stay safe. Hopefully I'll come on again later. If not, I will see you tomorrow and we'll have another fun day. So let me get back to this stuff I need to do. So God bless you guys.